I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, hold up, y'all. This the Black Madonna and Child, y'all. This the Black Madonna and Child. It's supposed to be Mary and Jesus or whatever, um, but whatever. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm glad that I hope that you're doing okay too.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all refreshed and shit. Got the sun
Okay,
blasting
okay.
off
Right,
me.
right. I got my drink sitting right here, a little Arizona iced tea. I'm doing good.
It's too early for sugar. I'm just drink some water. The sugar
And you know
fucking.
what? I've been meaning to drink some water too. But I want to answer this prompt. What God are you referring to when you say God can only be female?
All right, so let me be honest, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck what God we talking about.
Okay.
If you worship a God, it's gonna be a female. That's all.
Okay.
And the reason I normally would put woman, I know about the book order was a woman. I say female for a reason. And
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I say female is because y'all humans, us humans, fucking egotistical as shit. And we would think if it was a God, it gotta be us. That's
Man.
so.
Right. No, like I'm agreeing with you. Like I'm saying, like of course, with how misogyny is rampant in this earth through laws and through just different things like that, social structures and hierarchy, they would think that God is a man. Like I'm agreeing with you.
Hmm.
But when referring to, because I believe in Jesus Christ, so when referring to that God, um, there's it's two different types. So then you first have God, which is God is spirit, which is found in John 4:24, saying God is spirit, and those who worship Him must worship in spirit and truth. Now it also says Him. Now you also have to remember back in this time in this ancient period, humans couldn't grasp the idea of what God is in totality. You know what I'm saying? So God has to break it down in a way for them to understand. So at that time in the ancient world, usually the man was the provider, the man was the head of the house, the man was the one going to war protecting them. The women were usually taking care of the kids, cooking,
Now,
cleaning, all of
unfortunately,
that.
hold on real quick.
Hmm.
First I'm gonna say this. In order for me to go by what you saying, first I gotta
Okay.
believe what the fuck John was saying. John a motherfucking liar. I don't believe shit John gotta say. So like that's that on that,
Okay.
right? A lot of them verses was made long after that.
Right.
But this idea that like or they couldn't conceptualize it because the first gods were not male, they were female. And the reason why is because initially people didn't know how babies were made. They just saw women uh giving birth to babies, but they didn't know how babies were made. So they was like, oh, this has to be some divine thing that's going on, right? And
Okay.
women was held to a high regard. So even if you look at the patriarchal God in the Abrahamic Christian religion, right, before Akhenaten and his bitch ass came through, there was not a monotheistic religion. So yeah, John a bitch and he fucking lied. I don't believe that nigga. Nothing he wrote down. But go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. But I'm just trying to show you how, God can't be male nor female. Now, it also says that God is
But
not
hold up,
human.
hold
Uh-huh.
up. Now I get the gender binaries bullshit and all that, right? But why wouldn't it be female? Why wouldn't God be female if we say God is the creator?
Okay.
Are we saying that like God's asexual, like
God is just
asexual
it's
reproduction? Like
so
why wouldn't if we are celebrating the
mhm.
creator of life, why would God not be female?
Because God is not human, and it says God is not human that he should lie, not a human
Yeah,
being that he should change his mind. It's basically, and
right.
the reason why you're hearing he is because
Please come
again,
back if you can't stop interrupting.
the ancient world, they were trying to not contradict. I don't know why I was about to say contradict. They were trying to understand and conceptualize what God is, what He is. So God being this person, remember at this time He's writing to the Israelites. He's not writing to the entire world. To the entire world, He's writing to the
Yeah, but
Israelites.
the
When
thing, problem is with the is,
okay,
and this is a problem I have with Christianity, right?
hmm,
Christianity is not the first religion, and a lot of
of
it was.
course it's Hinduism. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. But here's what I'm saying: it's like it's so much history that's missing, or history that's missing when we go straight
Okay.
to the Christian. Like we talking about it. I don't give a fuck about no sacred land, no Israelites and stuff. I feel like we're doing too much. All right, colonizers gonna say that. That's why we're dealing with the shit we're dealing with now. But the
Uh-huh.
reality is, like, we don't know. That's the
Okay, but
thing. We
what's your
don't know.
okay, you know what? I'll answer it like this. What is your definite when you say female, what do you mean?
If you look at reproduction on Earth, females give birth. Females create life.
Is that the only thing that can be feminine? Is that the only thing that makes somebody feminine?
But see, here's the thing. I never say anything about feminine.
But that is also a part of being female. Especially if you're talking about God, God means everything. So it would also be female and femininity coexisting together.
But you do
So
no. But
so
also,
it wouldn't be femininity also?
so we
There's
gotta understand.
also
Hold up, but well, real quick, then you can go. Um, so here's the thing we gotta understand too, right? Before there was male, there was female. If we talking about the creator first, like it would be. That's what I say. Are you talking about like asexual reproduction? That you got it. But like, if
Okay.
there was a God, we're gonna talk about is being a creator. It would definitely be female before male. But let me get everybody in the in a conversation and we circle back. What's up, Ball?
how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Um, I just came like that like so. I heard your statement sound like how like women give life, and that's why you think like God is a woman. It's a few problems with that. Number one, men start with the life, and then we
That's not
give it
true.
to the. How come
Men
it's
don't
not?
even pass on mitochondrial DNA. That's not true.
Our sperm
That,
cell's not alive.
no, it's not that. So you live in a patriarchal society that right centers like the reproduction from a male perspective. So that's what you think because you've been indoctrinated. But the thing is, if the human egg is the largest cell in the body, like the sperm ain't doing shit, and the only reason why sperm can make it to the egg is because the egg releases certain things that help it. Basically, the sperm gets to the egg, and then the egg chooses itself.
So
But
so is
but
the
no,
egg
hold on real
alive?
quick. Is it alive?
Yeah. Is it
Like,
alive?
so here's the thing: can it reproduce on its own?
No.
Because we know parthenogenesis is a thing, but can a sperm produce a life on its own?
No, but neither can an egg.
No. Parthenogenesis is a thing.
Can you show me where a egg fertilized itself?
Go look it up. Parthenogenesis is like a whole thing. What's up, Liz? You can
Wait,
go look
can
at
I
go.
interject real quick?
Hold up, real quick, because
Hmm.
I want to get everybody in a conversation. We can do open panel. Go ahead, Liz.
Yeah, parthenogenesis is definitely a thing. Also, like they've discovered a way to use bone marrow to fertilize an egg. So, um, yeah, we don't necessarily need men to reproduce, but anyway, yeah, I don't believe in God, but if God were to exist, God would absolutely have to be female. It's very strange that, you know, well, it's not strange because we live in a patriarchy, but just from a logistical standpoint, um, for for God to be a male, no. And that's a one of the reasons, not the only reason that I completely reject religion and I'm also an anti-theist because I'm not getting on my knees and worshiping something that we call he. I'm not doing it. Um, that's all.
But by definition,
Hold
God
up, real
isn't.
quick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold up. We got one more person. What's up, Ty?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What's going on?
Uh, I nothing much. I was strolling by and I seen this, and the thing I have to argue is we use human logic to assert what God is.
So, what if we're
Uh,
humans? What other logic will we use?
well, even in the Bible it says, "My
Again,
line, knowledge comes from
real
knowledge."
quick, hold up, because I'm gonna just tell y'all now, because y'all gonna want to come from your verses, right? Y'all want to stay coming. If I can't talk about Aesop tables, the tales, or whatever the fuck it's called, if we not gonna talk about Cat in the Hat and shit, if I can't just throw my fucking books on the table and be like, this the source for something, I don't know none of them niggas in that goddamn book. I don't know Ezekiel, I don't know Matthew, folks. I know all them motherfuckers are some liars. You see what I'm saying? So like you going to come better than the book, sir.
So this is my argument when you say you have to come with something outside of what someone else said. The knowledge
No, no,
that
no,
you're
no.
given.
You got to come outside of that book of lies, sir. We're not going to talk
Okay,
about a book of lies. That's crazy.
but my whole thing is you're using data from someone else that you do not know.
Nope, never said that. Never said that. I said if you gonna bring your folk tales, I'm gonna bring mine, sir.
Okay, what I'm saying is, if I'm able to finish, we can set aside the Bible, but any
Yeah, that's what I'm
scientific
saying. We
data.
can listen, sir.
No, it's
Listen. I'm
yes,
just,
ma'am.
sir. Hold on, real quick. I'm just stating a boundary. We can have a conversation. We're just not gonna talk about a book with lies in it. Like that means something. Cause like I noticed when we talk about this conversation, it always that book keep popping up. God damn, like
I
no,
just said
not
we
that
don't have to talk
book.
about the Bible, but when we say there is scientific evidence that is done by someone you do not know, that you do not know telling the truth.
Nobody made any of
So
those claims, sir. That's what I'm saying. No one
you just
made any of
said
those claims. You want to
you
argue a
just
point that
said
was not made.
you just said that they saying you can use bone marrow now to
First of all, I didn't.
fertilize
First of
the
all, pause.
That wasn't
But
her.
I didn't say that Liz did, and that's actually a thing. But even before bone marrow, women could. There are cases of parthenogenesis. And the reason why women created men, or whatever, the mutation of a man, so that women can share genetic material. But as simple as that, we don't. Man cannot produce a person from a sperms like that. Doesn't
That's
work.
not true.
I just want
Because
to know. Wait, wait,
different
hold
male
on. I
species
just
can
want to
Hold
give
up, real
know.
quick. Hold up.
I just want to know at one point, am I able to finish a sentence? I understand this is your live and you run it however you want.
Listen,
But me
listen,
making an
listen. My attention
argument,
span is
I have to
trash,
finish.
sir. My
I have
attention
to
span
make
is
a
trash.
sentence.
If you don't like it, you
Can
gotta
can
go,
I
sir. I
can I
can't help
cut in
you.
real
I
quick?
can't help you, sir.
What you
Okay,
guys are
thank you.
talking about when it says that you don't need a man to reproduce, which is true in terms of animals, not humans. That's number one.
No,
Number two, the
parthenogenesis exists.
definition.
Y'all
Oh,
don't know shit about parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis happened with women,
I'm
like
looking it up
heathens.
right here.
All right, go in. No. It's not
However,
just
in
go look
rare
up your random
cases,
source.
it can occur in certain animals, including some insects, reptiles,
Y'all
and
don't know shit about
birds.
parthenogenesis, Lord. So now you want to argue about
None.
parthenogenesis.
That was just one
Felicity,
thing.
thank you for extending
That was just one thing, and I wanted
your
to give the
subscription.
definition of
Hold up, real
God.
quick. Hold up, real
Okay,
quick. Liz,
okay.
do you want to talk about the whole parthenogenesis thing? Because I ain't even bring that shit up.
I can.
Well, I didn't bring it up either. I think the person beneath me did, but I don't. I mean, and I don't know a ton about it, but I absolutely know that it's possible in humans, and that that bone marrow can be used in humans to create life. Absolutely. I mean, because what would the point of
Thanks
even
for
bringing of
subscribing,
talking about
Heath.
it be if it was not something that could happen in humans? Like males give birth in like seahorses, male seahorses give birth. So like, okay, yeah, we could talk about that, but like we're not seahorses, so what would be the
They
point?
not
Like,
actually get, but that's the thing. They have like a pouch where they hold the eggs. They're not actually like they not like it's still they get an egg from the female, but
right.
Okay,
But like, yeah, so this is definitely something that is applicable to humans. Because when we talk about
it's
God,
not.
like this is a human.
Scientifically, it is not. There's
So
not
Yes, it
one
is.
confirmed case
so I just looked it up. It
of a
said that
human
human females cannot do parthenogenesis.
but
at
that's
all. This
stupid.
only occurs
Look,
in
It's
that's stupid.
mammals.
You might need some more time to do research,
yeah,
sir.
because it's
This
definitely
this is
yeah.
from a this is I got two sources from a .gov and a .edu source. I
I don't
got
know. You
two
gotta tell
different
us the
sources.
.gov because the White House been tripping. What
So
.gov
then,
you
how
got?
could you even ask
So
questions like
so
this if you're not going to believe anybody
how
but
how should
yourself?
we believe you over a government website and in a also a university website?
And also
Why should we believe
the
you?
definition of God, this is even tag along on that. The definition of God means the being perfect in power, wisdom, and goodness who is worshipped. Which will then bring me back to my other point where I said that God, regardless of whether or not if you believe in the Bible or not, God in itself, the word, would have to be a spirit. So it can't be female or male if it's infinite. That doesn't make any sense. So those are just two. He just proved your point wrong, and I just proved your point wrong. And I'm giving you actual
Also, all
resources.
right, I got you. So y'all just threw y'all bullshit on the table and you proved everybody wrong.
I
You
mean, we
don't know
got
shit about
sources.
parthenogenesis. You don't know about how we worship God the Creator. All right, sir. Like if you want to fucking affirm yourself like that, then whatever.
All right,
All I did
let's
was
say God
research.
is a woman, right? Like, let's do hypothetical, right? Are you saying that because by that logic, that means that God also hates women more than men? Because the way that y'all have been treated through history has been y'all been treated way worse than men through history. So by your logic, the female God that you're talking about doesn't like women more than men.
No, so here's the thing. I'm not a believer of God at all. I know that the concept is bullshit, that humans are full of themselves and feel like, oh, if the world is here, it had to be for us. We're entitled, right? And this idea that like the patriarchal gods from the Abrahamic religions is a male god. We got the fuck the holy
No, he's
the
not.
God is, hold up, sir, calm down. Hold up, because y'all keep saying he, and then y'all say it don't mean nothing, which is interesting. If it don't mean shit, why you keep saying he?
I
Like,
gave you the answer for that multiple
Because that's what it
times.
says in the Bible.
No, it's not. That's not
your
the right
Bible is
answer.
a lie. Your Bible
The
is bullshit, sir.
No, but you're asking a question as to why it says he, not if it's true or not. The answer to your question of why the Bible does say he, you don't have to believe it, but this is why. Once again, the head protector of families, people who will go to war to protect their families and provide,
Why was
was men at that time in that ancient world. If it was women, it would be called she. I understand what you're talking about. That is the only reason why he is called he, because God is trying to explain himself to an ancient
no. Again, the book
okay.
that you keep referring to came from men, and it was adaptation. The first gods were women, sir.
Hi.
Like I just broke it
I'm
down with
Yes.
Akhenaten.
Hi.
I'm
Yes.
Akhenaten. Akhenaten is a bitch, y'all. Like he
so
don't.
why does
You're
it say
not
God
Hold up,
wrong.
is a
sir. Hold up,
spirit?
Actually,
sir. Hold up, sir. That's how we end up with these monotheistic religions where we think, oh, like the man's supposed to be. Y'all be talking about stupid shit like wars and like
can I
wars
just
in.
add to you for that?
Hold
Can I
up, real
support?
quick. I'll let you go right after that.
All right.
Wars and being the head of a family and shit. Like, get your shit together. Like, we gotta get on one accord. It's all over the place. But go ahead, Black Moon, because they not talking about shit. Damn.
What I just wanted to, I want to support you on that because realistically, what she's saying is not wrong because one thing I've clocked on, I used to be a Christian. I'm an ex-Christian. It's just never clocked. It's never sat right with me. Like one thing I've realized when it comes to the Bible, name one woman that makes it to heaven. Like just name one woman.
Mary
Like
would make it to
Mary.
heaven.
But not
What
only
kind of
that,
question is
y'all,
this? Huh?
and it's not even that,
like
but there's a lot of hidden
hell.
knowledge too. Do one thing I've
Can you
realized?
imagine? But I'm saying,
Wait, we just answered
hold
your
up.
question. What was
What up,
this
sir?
One
question
I'm
second.
for?
talking to Black Moon. Hold up.
Sorry.
Heaven sounds like fucking hell. Like,
Listen, like
um,
when I
I've
say
heard
like
heavens where they talking about you get a job. I gotta work a job in hell, heaven. I gotta be around people I don't fucking like. I gotta sit and worship this nigga. Like, heaven sounds like fucking hell.
to me, I feel like the Bible is only mostly based on women to control women that were supposed to be wives and give birth to carry on the next generation. But also, I do believe that I would say that God is probably is a woman because there's a lot of hidden knowledge. Hidden knowledge means that basically, you know, the Vatican, you know, the popes, they have hidden so much truth about women. You know, women. When I say there's so much stories about women, but you never find it. Like they will never tell you about the woman called Lilith, the woman before Eve. That's hidden. Like it took me time to find out, but it's true. There was a woman
Black Moon,
before
if you
Eve,
don't.
Or Mary
but
Magdalene.
but
They
they'll
made
never
up a
tell you that. Yeah, they'll hide it. Like I even
Oh,
found out that the CIA hides religious things from society. They hide hidden knowledge. They only just
Black
put the
Moon, if you
Bible
are
in
don't
your
you
mind
face
saying that
and say, "Oh, women."
interjecting.
It's mostly just to control women because make it make sense. What's that saying? When a woman gets married, her life deteriorates, but the husband's life multiplies. But we're supposed to get
wait,
married. Like, make it make sense.
so by that logic, right?
Right.
This female god would literally that means that she would be aiding and keeping it hidden by not revealing it to the world.
No,
Because if
no, you're
she's
not.
No,
watching
you aren't
There's
everything
so
getting
much
it.
jealousy.
transpire and she's not coming to help women,
No, you're
right?
not
She's
getting it.
letting it
Men
happen.
don't want that. It hid. Like, listen, when it comes to these popes and these hidden Vaticans, why are they hiding the hidden knowledge from women? They won't tell you that there was a pope that was a woman. They will never tell you that. But that's the honest
So
truth. There
why
was a
can't the
woman.
female god come down and then tell everybody
How
on your behalf?
listen, you men don't take no for an answer for nothing. So what do you mean? Women had to
But a
fight for their
God,
lives
I
just so that they
That's
could
not
go
an
to
answer
work.
though.
I get what
Not
he's
making
saying.
sense.
Wait, hold on, Black Moon. I get what he's saying. Okay, this is what he's saying. Why isn't this female God? Remember, the definition of God is somebody who is infinite and doesn't exist sorry, doesn't isn't confined to our space, time, and dimension, who is perfect in power, wisdom, and goodness, and who should be worshipped. That is the definition of what God means. So therefore, he's asking you if these things are being hidden, which I agree with you. This is the thing, I agree with you. And people like to use the Bible
I
to
think we
cherry
all
pick
understand. I
certain
don't know why you're
scriptures.
repeating what he said. Like we all understood what he
No,
said.
because
Listen,
she's
when it
not.
comes to
She didn't
when it
understand
comes to
it.
hidden knowledge, let me
She's
just
not understanding
explain.
it. So that's why
I
I'm
am
breaking it
understanding
down
it, but
for
what
her.
I'm trying to tell you about hidden knowledge is that there's not only one
So
God.
how can a
Hidden
human be
knowledge is
stronger
all
than
about there's
God?
so many gods, and like they won't tell you that there's so many gods. They won't tell you certain things that won't make sense to you. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not only just one
Also,
God.
yeah, this person,
Also,
God is above
they,
gender. God is a spirit. God cannot be confined to male or female. So what are
Okay,
y'all talking about?
I don't think
How
they
can
read
a
in the
God and
Bible that
spirit who is
when you become a
infinite
spirit, you
and
don't have a
beyond
gender. I don't
gender,
think they read that in the Bible.
you are beyond gender? You can call God a female if you want to, but to say that the nature of God itself is only strictly female does not make sense, because a God is infinite and does not and is not confined and bound to our nature and our laws or our time or our space or our matter or our dimensions. So how can a God be confined to only being called female if God is everything? That don't make no sense. God is not male or female. God is spirit. God is everything, not just female. I understand what y'all are talking about. I understand the woman empowerment. I even understand people who get scriptures from the Bible who use First Timothy 2 and 12 and say that women can't be preachers, or they use it to abuse women. I understand everything that y'all are saying. But God in itself, its nature, its definition cannot be confined to female or male. It is
so then why?
spirit.
So okay, so then why are we still using he then? Why?
Because, and this is exactly what I said, the people in the ancient world, they did not understand the concept of God. So what did God use to help them better understand how he was going to be their protector, how he was going to be their provider, how he was going to be that person who would get them through troubled times? Who were the people that were doing that in that time, in that ancient
That's
world?
really
It was
interesting
men.
that you bring that up.
It was
Actually,
men.
it
It
was
was
not
men.
men. Actually, you know what used to happen in the ancient times?
I'm
I'm
talking
gonna
about in
mute you real
Israel. I'm
quick.
talking about.
You know what used to happen in the ancient times? Is women and children, when men would get bored with them, would starve to death because women like if a man decided to leave and he did often, women were effed, and that would happen all the time. So no,
You
you
just
cannot
disproved
call men
yourself
who do
wrong.
that, and that would happen all the
That's not
time,
proving yourself wrong.
protectors or providers. So that's ridiculous.
Good protectors, not every
So that's
protector.
well,
And I'm
okay.
talking
So
about
then
the
if
Israelites,
men were
not
causing all of
nobody
this
else.
horribleness,
Huh?
they
I'm
were.
talking about good protectors, people who were actually
Where were
good
they?
protectors.
How common were they?
They weren't coming at all, hence why God flooded the earth. But that's what I'm trying to explain to you, that God was doing this as a way to show people how it should be, how it
And then
should be.
let's
You said what?
okay. So then let's also talk about like who funded Jesus's entire mission to go spread the gospel. Who funded that?
There was money in that.
It was
You
Mary
telling me it was?
Magdalene. She
You
was
telling
kind of a
me?
provider, kind of like a provider would. Kind of like a provider was Mary
And
Magdalene. She came from a rich family, kind of like a provider would.
okay, what does this prove? That God Himself, not Jesus, the man with anatomy, with the thing in between his legs. I'm
Your
talking
argument
about
was that it
God
was because men
Himself.
were protectors and providers. I'm telling you that that was not the
But
case. Not more than women were.
you're
Wait,
telling me, you're telling me that realistically, in the ancient world, and even when we're talking about the Israelites, that women were going to war, making sure that they were getting the food from their houses to come here, making sure that they would protect their children, that they were the head of the house. I understand what you're saying. I know we're more progressive now and women can do that more than men can. I understand that completely. But at that time, that's how it was. And that's why it is written down like that and explained like that
can I
for
interrupt you on that? What
them.
hidden knowledge, kind of what she just said is like women were like warriors. That's what hidden
Yes,
knowledge.
I believe it
They're just
too.
trying to. They're just. I don't know, but you're right when you're saying God is one. Like we're just one spirit. We're one divine spirit.
Yes.
But
Well, can we do some comparisons real quick?
Hold
Um,
up, real quick. Hold up. Go ahead, Zuni.
sorry, who me? Oh, Sorry, who's speaking? Who did you say should go?
Jimmy, but I
It
think
looks like Jimmy
she
went
on a
on
different app, I think.
I guess
recap.
the person that left
But
the
like I was saying, Liz, I get exactly what you were saying. I believe 100% and know that there were more women back in the day who were probably more leaders than men were, and there were probably men who were more leaders than women were. But
So
at
I
that
had a
time,
question
at
for
that social
you.
structure, the social structure at that time in the ancient world, regardless of statistics, the everyday knowledge when you're growing up was that men were supposed to do everything and women were supposed to sit back and take care of the kids. It's the same thing as it kept happening from years and years and years to come. Yes, there have been instances where women have taken over kingdoms, when women have been queens and done things that men are doing. I understand that. But at that time period, remember, at that time period, if the Bible was written now, God would not be referred to as he at all. But at that
I
time,
very much disagree. We still live in a patriarchy. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
but we're
most
more
You know
likely.
what? Do
diverse
you know
than
what I
it
feel
is
like?
Real
back
quick,
Do you know
then.
what I feel
We're
like
more
it is? I feel
diverse. We're
like we
more
hold
realize.
up
diverse.
for a second. Hold up for a second. Because like I said, I don't give a fuck about none of the fictional characters in the Bible. But the thing I did want to address when you saying like, oh, God will be non-binary or whatever, it's just interesting because when we look at nature, we call nature Mother Nature, and it's like instead of you saying like, oh, this is the way we define God, you need to look at how we define female in a spiritual sense, in the sense that um like because the idea that like God needs to be worshipped, right, is a very patriarchal perspective. It's like, oh, it's a hierarchy, this person's above you, you need to worship them.
Yes, because that
But
God
hold up
exists.
real quick,
Okay,
pause for
my
a
bad,
second.
my bad.
Hold up. But when I would talk about like being female and we look at like nature and this connectedness, this like this just because I think if it's going to be God, it wouldn't be one. Even that is a problem. This idea of being perfection, like that's another problem. That's very subjective. Perfection could be a lot of problems. From the Christian God that you were talking about, that motherfucker a psychopath. That motherfucker's a psychopath. So
Mm-hmm.
like,
Well, no,
how
but
is
we're not
that
gonna get
Do you
into
know
perfection?
what?
that.
Do you know what I think it is? Do you know what it is? We've been living in a lie, and now the truth is revealing itself slowly. But when it
What
comes to
truth?
women, no, when it
hold
comes
on,
to
wait a minute,
women,
listen.
it really is. No, because the thing is, if you guys really want to talk about the Bible and religion, and you want to find answers, you're really gonna have to study the hidden knowledge. It's gonna legit like open your eyes and make you realize, okay, this is what it is. And when women are gonna realize that, okay, we were not meant to be wise and this and that. This is why a lot of women now are realizing, like, listen, I'm not gonna give birth, and I don't need to get married. I can do a whole lot
Yes, I
more.
agree with
You
you.
understand me? Like,
I
So
agree with that.
so
even
Yes.
so
even in religion, a lot of women now are starting to realize like there is no life for us in women. Like if you think about when it comes to the Bible, like why do the women say our life deteriorates? People have you not heard that saying? A
What does it
woman's life
say?
deteriorates and a man's life multiplies when they get married. In marriage, a woman's life
What?
deteriorates and a
wait,
man's life multiplies.
And well,
so
and
why
that's
does the
proven
female
statistically too.
so why does the
Yeah.
female God got women living in the
No,
patriarchy right now?
no, because we've been taught that oh, men are gods and men have been warriors and kings and kings and kings. When it's not really been like that. Like women have just been told that we're just these little things that we can't multiply to nothing. And as time has gone on and gone by,
Nobody
women
said
have been
that.
fighting for their rights. Women have been inventing things, writing things. The truth has been revealing itself. Like one thing I've always told myself, I said, like, listen, because if you deep it, people say, oh, Satan was just, Lucifer was just as powerful as God. Listen, if I was the devil, I would take the Bible and lead the people to its own demise. What makes you think right now the devil himself did not write that Bible and pretend to be God? Because don't you think the devil wants to be worshipped himself? Women are not respected. Have we lived in a world where women are respected? Because if women were respected, we wouldn't be having these podcasts. We wouldn't be having these
Can I
conversations.
ask who said that quote, a woman's life
A lot of
deteriorates and a
people.
man's
Yeah.
life
What
multiply?
part was that at?
Because
Because I
that's
feel
not in the
like
Bible and
No, but
it's
it's true in
actually
life. A woman's life
He
does
wasn't quoting the
deteriorate in
Bible.
marriage. I'm
because
not
I
quoting
thought
the
I
she
Bible, but
was.
a
we've
woman's life
seen
does
a beautiful
deteriorate in
women
marriage.
You ain't been
get.
invited yet.
Does it not say that a lot of men cheat in marriages than women? A lot of husbands cheat more than women do in
These
Hold
marriages,
are
on,
don't
hold
they?
on, hold
these
on,
are
hold
all
on.
And it
good
says in
We
the
need to
points.
talk
Bible,
about
thou
this
shalt not
statistically.
cheat.
Hold
And in
on.
the Bible, it says thou shalt not cheat. And that's in the Ten Commandments. So make it make sense. Who are
Okay, all
we?
right. Let's talk about this statistically then, because like that's important. If you really think that like women's lives don't get worse when they get married, women when they are married live shorter lifespans, they're less healthy, they report lower levels of happiness, and they are less financially stable than their unmarried counterparts, right? Men, on the other hand, when they get married, their lifespans increase, they're healthier, they report higher levels of happiness, and they are more financially stable than their unmarried counterparts. So absolutely, women's lives get worse when they're married, men's lives get better.
I mean, that's cool and all,
Hold up,
but
real quick.
nobody
Hold
still
up.
hasn't answered
Hold
my
up,
question.
sir. Hold up, sir. Go ahead, SC.
I'm good now. I'm good. Okay. So, damn. Okay, because I could add on to women's life. Not, you said that a woman gets more miserable. Because I seen my cousin. She's married to fucking somebody that plays in the NBA, so she's fine. Like, you know, that's subjective.
Well, married to somebody in the NBA don't mean you're not miserable.
Shit, she
I-
definitely bro. She good. She got like hella houses.
No.
bro, so-
Just because you imagine a soft life, if you was married to him, don't mean she's not miserable.
No, like from having conversations, from actually like, yeah, it's because like my
Sorry, you
aunt,
don't know
he
what it's
didn't have
like
a
to be
good.
in the marriage.
He
I
didn't have
actually
a good
guarantee
marriage.
you
So
that woman
it's-
is miserable. Actually, like
Bro,
I guarantee it.
Hold up, real quick, SC. Are you gonna talk about the topic?
Yeah,
or
I
you
am.
wanna
I am.
talk
I'm about to.
All right, go ahead,
Because
get
the
to
topic is God can only be female. Now, my friend, he believes in Baphomet. Now, Baphomet is a god, right? And he is both female and male. So, okay, so if we want to really talk about that, and he, when I didn't believe in religion, he looked at me like, what the fuck? He was like, bro, you don't even believe in anything? I was like, shit, should I? And he was like, bro, there is gods, but this is a nigga that believes in Satan himself. Like, yes, he does the rituals, like the fucking, I seen the picture frame fall. He has like Baphomet on it, like a Baphomet statue. And that god is both female and has male parts. So technically God can be female. Okay. If you want to worship the devil, all
mean,
right.
it's-
But
it's
if
a-
you want to worship Jesus,
It-
he is
Wow.
it's not about like women they can't be God. Bro, he made men and women to both better each other. Every time I've worked with a woman, bro, it's like been clicking, bro. It's like my life's been up and she gets better too. Sometimes it always doesn't work out, but nigga, when a man and a woman are both in their prime, bro, and they lock in, bro, it's like, bro, you can't even be defeated, bro. So like to put God as a gender already, like, man, come on, he's unisex. He has no gender, bro. Like we all.
Why y'all keep calling them he? Hold on, why y'all keep calling them?
It's
he,
just
though?
because I could
The
say
same way-
he,
yeah,
I could say
you can say
whatever the fuck.
Exactly.
I could say literally
Hold
whatever.
on, hold
the
on.
fuck.
Pause. It's too many people trying to answer. Go
Oh,
ahead, SC.
Yeah, okay, cool. Because you can literally call, he's called the father, but you know, like there's a mother, there's a father. Every time there's not like a mother and a father in a household, bruh, that shit turns crappy. That shit
No,
was
that's
for
not
me.
true. That's not true.
Okay,
But the
and that
reason why
exactly what the-
hold up,
okay.
sir. That first of all, that's not true.
Okay.
But the reason why I said that is because like y'all saying he, it says a lot about your mindset, right? That your default in your mind is gonna be a man. Fatherhood was invented. Like paternity don't fucking matter. Like in the community setting, females are the ones who give birth, and a lot of times they're protecting the babies from the fathers. Like it's interesting that y'all can't see outside of that though. But go ahead, Judah, and then we'll open the
Can I
shit
just add
back up.
something? One thing that don't
Yeah,
make
let
sense
Judah.
to me.
Hold up, let Judah go. Y'all ain't gonna be to stay on one part anyway. Go ahead, Judah.
How you doing, host?
Okay, you need to drink some water, sir.
You well. So look, with regards to your prompt, I would say this. Ultimately, when we read the scriptures, it clearly tells you Genesis 1:27.
No. Come
No.
on, man. Hold up real quick.
I
Hold
got-
She
up.
don't
Let me-
believe
if I
in the
could-
Bible, so
Hold
she's
up
not
real
gonna
quick.
look
Hold
at
up.
the
Hold
Bible.
up. Hold up.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop trying to go to the Christian scriptures. Stop.
Ma'am,
All right,
there's no
listen,
such
what I'm
thing as a
saying.
Christian.
Listen, sir.
Okay.
That's one doctrine for one religion. There are multiple. So no,
Okay.
I don't give a fuck what's in that book. Like we're
Right.
talking about, like it's so weird that y'all keep wanting to talk about what some motherfuckers a long time ago said in the book. The motherfuckers
Yeah, the
Right.
book is
liars.
kind of bullshit.
So
I'll
if I
agree.
can get around this point, Okay, so we can set that aside. I confirm most certainly that the spirit is a male, okay, is a man, okay? So what I would tell you is in regards to the Christian, the belief system, I don't deal with religion at all, man. This is a spiritual understanding that you're going to talk to with me. And anybody who's
Did you
outside
just
the
say you
spirit, and
confirmed that
ma'am,
he's a male?
Yeah, let him finish, Liz.
Okay.
yes, ma'am. And ultimately, anybody who's in opposition who can't comprehend, that would be the seed of the beast. Okay. In order for you to have comprehension and understanding, you would have to be the seed of Adam, which would be the seed of God. Okay. With regards to God creating Adam and giving him
Why you
what
hold up, because you're trying to be sneaky about it. How you find out about Adam if you didn't read a book, sir?
well, I found out about Adam with regards to, let me say,
That's
my
terrible
experience,
argument.
because I
No,
didn't
no,
have a
no, no.
Bible.
Hold up. You ain't never met Adam. See what I'm saying? Y'all be trying to be
Uh,
sneaky with your fucking scriptures.
you said I didn't, you don't,
I
I've
said
never
no
met Adam.
scriptures. I
Can
said
No,
I
you ain't
say
never
something
met
real
Adam,
quick?
Is
sir.
Adam, yes, ma'am, if I could.
You also
Adam's
search
an
up
individual,
Adam's
right?
first wife,
Ma'am.
How do you
Lilith.
find about anything about history
Hold on,
without
hold
reading
on,
a
hold on,
book,
hold on,
though?
hold on.
What are you talking about?
Can I speak to, can I speak, y'all? Because
Go
I
ahead,
didn't
go ahead,
interrupt
go ahead.
nobody. I heard y'all talking, man. Um, Adam's an individual. For one, when, mind you, I don't have no problem with you denouncing the scriptures, because the scripture is not open to interpretation. It's actually a biography about the spirit created himself in the flesh. So if you're not that person,
Lord.
then ultimately you just somebody with an interpretation. You just have an opinion.
Oh, so
So when you said Adam,
got it. All right.
yes, ma'am, everybody's not that individual. So nobody's commentary matters. You not him. But I can say I'm him. You understand what I'm saying? Because ultimately, you never, no, no. What I'm saying, I'm not going to try to convince you. What I'm telling you is there is such an individual who actually fulfills that individual's journey. So if you're not that person, then your opinion don't matter. You just up in your emotions.
Can I say something, please?
Hold up real quick.
Oh,
Who wanted to say, was that Black Moon?
no,
Yeah, I
ladies.
just want to say, you know, like how you were saying that women were the life givers where we give birth. But also, I don't know why do men name us after weathers like hurricane and everything, but they won't let us lead. Like we do the
Bro,
most,
what?
we do things that men cannot do. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I
Like
don't
what?
get it. Like you men contradict yourself sometimes because I don't when it comes to saying, oh, God made Adam, and then next minute it just changes to women just giving birth, we're the life givers. Like does that make sense to you? Like it doesn't. I feel like men are so challenged when women want to take charge. I feel like men are fear, like they get scared when women want to take charge or just even just want to lead. That's what I think this whole
let a
concept is
woman
about,
lead.
like
Okay.
this life, because we
Can
always live what men do. Men are leaders, the husbands, the head of the house, but yet, you cause war. You're very good at cheating DVs and stuff more than women, I would say. Come on, you gotta admit, statistically, it shows that male genders do more unaliving than females, 90%
Yes,
of the
ma'am.
time. Am
I
I
think
wrong?
you're absolutely right. And I do believe what you're saying, ultimately, you're dealing with male beasts who actually don't fit the description of a man. See, you could be a male, but not a man. Two different
Okay, so
situations. You lack
most
judgment.
males are not men
Lord.
wait,
then.
can I say something before y'all
You lack
continue on this?
judgment, and you're very emotional
So
as
most of the
men.
people that we call men
No,
are not actually men by your
no,
definition.
ma'am, they're really not.
Most of them.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
then
And
what is a
ultimately,
man?
you have
Why
to look
why
at
are
a
we
person's
calling all of these people men who aren't men? If most
right.
of the people that we
Yes,
think of
ma'am.
as men aren't men, according to your definition, what should we call them instead?
It's just a
What should
high
you call them?
statistic. The numbers are just too high when it comes to the male
Right.
gender when you guys do the wrong things.
Can
That's
I
why
Okay.
you're
interject?
saying
So
men.
these males, these beasts that dwell amongst us, because you have male lions, you have male horses. These are
I'm
beasts
talking
of
about
the field,
humans.
correct?
I'm talking about we can limit the conversation to humans.
Yeah, you have awful males. You have people that want to rape people and kill kids and all. But
Watch
then
your
you have
mouth,
good
sir.
people.
Watch your mouth.
I'm just
We
saying,
on
like throughout
TikTok. No,
history,
we
there's
on
wars.
TikTok.
No, she
You
go
TikTok
she
only
go get
language,
Oh,
banned.
she's
sir.
okay. My fault. But
Can
there's
can I
like,
say something?
Hold on, let him
yeah,
finish.
okay. No, no, let her. I'll wait. I'm patient.
Okay, so like I said, I think you guys keep getting statistics and feelings into this conversation. Once again, God in itself cannot be male or female in any biological sense. Once again, so when you're hearing these terms of, oh, well, why is God being called he or father in the sense of any religion or in any ancient culture? Once again, it was traditional. That is why. That is the only thing. Now, that is when your feelings can come into sense and say, "Oh, well, I think that the women were actually more of protectors and more of authority figures than men were. That's fine. But at that time period when it was happening, that is what was happening. Now, when we're talking about God in a sense, regardless of Christian God, the Christian God, Hinduism's God, or any God, God cannot be confined to anything biological because God
Wait, you
itself
already said this.
transcends.
You're just
Yes.
repeating
Yeah,
yourself.
you like
So why
computer
don't you
things.
understand it, Liz? Tell
So
us.
here, why don't we just
Yeah.
mute you because you're just saying the same stuff
I
over
mean,
and
I
over
mean,
again.
Are
Next
you a
person.
male?
I just
Is
want to
the
know.
is the
So
guy
Liz, why don't
is
you
this a male?
understand it, sis?
Well, hold on.
Why don't you understand it? I'm giving you the right answer, which is the correct answer. So what else could you possibly
No, you
say?
asserting yourself as authority in this conversation.
Well, of course, because she's fucking retarded. So I'm telling her
Oh,
what the
okay.
problem is.
Can't talk like that.
Yo,
Like, girl,
Hold on, you
God does
can't
not
talk like
exist.
that. Y'all gotta watch your
Yeah, I'm
mouth.
not gonna dignify any of that with a
yo,
response.
bro's wilding.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I just
I
want
do
to.
apologize. I didn't know he was a male. To be honest with you, I was trying to figure out what my man. I didn't know he was a male. I wasn't trying to be funny, but yeah, he was way out of
Oh,
context.
that
He
wasn't a
doesn't
girl.
have to.
My fault. I don't know. I'm confused. But
All right. I still like even since I came here, nobody has answered my question like once.
oh yeah,
Just
go ahead.
answer the question. Ask the question.
Right. So, because I'm trying to go back on the prompt, this actual topic, because I don't know how everybody kept going left off the topic. But if the God is so called female, right? Why has this God made everything for men way better? We're stronger, faster,
No.
and
So here's the thing. So if
I didn't even
you
get to
can say,
finish.
hold up, sir. You already said it earlier. You
Yo,
already said
I
it,
didn't
sir.
because I didn't get to finish. You kept
No,
cutting me
you
off
did.
every
Hold
time,
up.
like right
Your,
now.
hold up. Your perception of what God is a patriarchal one, sir. This idea that God came down and only favors men, like if there was a devil, it would be a man. Like if that's the case, then the devil would be men coming over and trying to take over
I mean,
something.
the devil is also portrayed as a man, so you're not wrong.
So there
But
you go. There you
that
go.
that that
So
that,
he's
that
a man
doesn't
and a
that
woman.
doesn't refute my point. And I didn't even get to make my
He's
full
saying
point
why is
because
women
every
inferior
t-
no,
physically?
because y'all have. This is why I was saying like a lot of times it's egotistical because it's like your idea that God would be somebody who's like involved in your personal life, helping you win fucking games or something like that. Instead of understanding it's more spiritual than that, and that it's not just centered around human beings. So you're
nobody
like, oh,
said that. That's your
human,
interpretation,
okay, because the humans have a patriarchy, then God got to be a man. That's what
So
Nah.
where
you
would you go at?
saying.
Where would you go at
bro.
to
I didn't even
describe?
get to
Where would
finish
you
my.
go at
You
to
don't even
describe
know
God?
what I was going to say. You didn't let me.
Are
You
you
never let me
no?
finish my
Because I'm
point.
gonna tell you why. You use too much time talking about how you couldn't ask the question instead of answer the fucking question. We're not
Because
gonna
every
sit here
time
for
I
two
ask the question,
minutes
you
while you
interrupt.
bitch and complain about not being able to ask the question. Just ask the
Because
goddamn
you
question.
interrupt. What are you
No,
talking about?
I keep telling y'all, I'm not gonna sit. Listen,
Jesus Christ.
you gotta say the shit and say the shit fast.
So that way you don't interrupt.
No, go. Yeah,
This is
exactly.
embarrassing, bro.
But do we have proof that God like came down as a female? Like since y'all like can't
Do we
like
have proof he
The one
came down
making
as a
that
male?
claim.
What
yeah,
are you
yeah, no,
talking
like
about?
literally, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. You really do, Liz. You really do. There's
Oh
actually
my
one person that
God.
can confirm it.
Okay.
Real talk.
All right,
And
bro.
matter of fact, every male that you look around and you see, you can see all these males in society reflect the spirit that made in the likeness of the spirit, not in the express
Wait,
image, but the
didn't you
likeness,
just say
ma'am.
that all these men were evil and not really men?
I'm
What are
sorry,
you
say it
talking
again, ma'am.
about?
He's saying some, like not every, like not all women are
Fuck out of
terrible.
here. She didn't come nothing at me.
Listen, you wouldn't tell me if women said that, right? We want to be our own gods. We want to live our own way. There wouldn't be an uproar in the male society. If women said
I'm
that right now, today, said, nope, we ain't giving birth. We're our own gods. We're going to live our own way. You tell me right now, men will not drop everything they have right now. And like, your balls will not drop. Excuse my language. I mean,
no,
No,
not
ma'am. We're
really.
not. Why
I'm
would I be
telling you,
No,
fascinated with your
how
fixation of
they
being
would
by
actually be an
yourself?
but not
uproar.
everything is about sexual. You know, like it's
Trust me.
bigger than that. You know, it's not about just
Listen,
Right.
pussy.
Who's walking around thirsty just
Yeah, like you
because
know,
you mean what do you say? Who's desperate, ma'am?
no,
I
because
don't, I
right now
don't.
I know there's an epidemic loneliness on the male side. I know there's like a male epidemic loneliness where a lot of women now are starting to realize their worth. Some women don't want to get married before their 30s. Some women don't want to give birth. And I've noticed a lot of men are not happy about that. I've been seeing that on TikTok. Like there is
Well, you do
There's
have
actually a
cloning
more
though.
upspike in younger moms nowadays. So
That is true.
That is
Yeah,
true. I literally see female
that's a
women
different
after high school just get pregnant and married and
yeah,
find.
that is a different conversation though, because the reason why there is now an uptick in like teen motherhood, for
Yeah.
example, is because of the lack of reproductive health care now that is the reality in this country since 2022.
Okay, so I mean there is a up spike. There is a up spike though. So she's saying that there's a male loneliness, but there is an up spike in the birth rate.
But what does that have to do with male loneliness?
Well, somebody has to get these women pregnant.
I believe some
Oh my
males are more
God.
appealing than
Y'all all
men.
hold up, cause y'all all over the place. Hold up, sir. Lord, what the hell? What's up, Key?
Yeah, what the hell?
Hold on, is this a real person? I'm assuming it's not. You ain't saying nothing.
Who's to go next?
Hold up, do
Hey,
me a favor. Y'all
amazing.
hold up real quick. Y'all tap the screen.
We got you. We'll tap.
You don't gotta share it. Too many people in here anyway. Just tap the screen.
Hey,
What's up?
amazing.
Hold up, sir.
Oh, my
Hold
bad.
up, Judah.
It's not
Hold up,
mine. Go ahead.
Judah. What's up, Sheik? How you doing?
Shiki, talk, man.
Yeah, how y'all doing?
Oh,
What's
Key,
going
I
on,
didn't
bro?
know what was going on. You
What up, G?
request back out. Go ahead, Sheik.
All is well. All right, so I just wanted to comment on the prompt. It says God can only be female.
Yeah.
All right. The problem we having is linguistics, because some people think, even after being taught in school, the definition of the word male and female and man and woman, they still equate them to each other. So in the animal kingdom, the classifications and genus of animals are broken down into genders. So you have a male lion and a female lion.
Not necessarily. I don't
All right.
understand why the
Well,
gender
listen,
binary is
so this is
specific to the West.
Miss, can you please?
No,
Please,
I
just be
can't. No, I'm
patient.
gonna tell
Just be
you, sir.
patient.
She go
No,
interrupt you,
sir.
bro.
No, sir.
I
Not at
understand.
all. No,
Can
not
you
at
be
all.
patient? I'm asking you to be patient,
No,
bro.
I'm telling you to be patient while I give clarification. The gender
Clarification
binary
that I
is
haven't
something
even finished
specific
the
to the
statement.
West,
How can
sir.
you clarify
That is
something
not
that hasn't been
true.
stated?
Because you said
I,
something wasn't true.
no, it's true to you.
No.
Ma'am, you
It's
can be
not
a
true.
female.
She said,
Ma'am,
"True."
you
I love her
can be a
accent.
female. You can be a
Oh god.
Wait a minute. You know what?
ma'am.
I ain't even gonna
You
do
can
that.
be a female and be a girl. You can be a female, be a woman. So it does matter.
Y'all
Female is
understand? Y'all
you don't
don't know
understand the
y'all don't know what
difference
a binary
between male and
is.
female, masculine and feminine, and man and woman. There are three different classifications for all three of those. And the problem you're having
What?
is, hold on,
Yeah,
Right.
that's
the
what I'm
problem
saying.
you're
Y'all think y'all
the
know
problem the
what y'all talking
problem
about is crazy.
Are you
I'm
just
I'm just
saying
observing
words? Like,
I'm just observing what I've been hearing since I've been on this live coming from your mouth. Every time somebody
No.
mentioned, hold on,
But it's
every
filtered
time
through your
somebody
worldview.
mentioned the
Hold
word
up, sir.
he, you
You need to hush up. It's filtered through your worldview. That's the thing. Y'all fail to realize that two people can watch the same exact thing and have different interpretations. Your worldview is limited. And you can't look at nature and say, oh, just male, female. Is more to it than that. You want to inflict some type of binary. That's
I
the
mean,
So is
problem.
a young
one
lion, is
worldview
a
can
young
make more sense
lion
than
an
another,
adult
though.
lion? Oh, hold on. Is a young lion an adult lion, ma'am? Is
but
a boy a man?
Hold
Is a
on. Who
boy?
just asked that dumbass question?
what is his point though?
Who just
Mr.
asked that?
Judah.
What's
Judah,
keep?
go take a leg. You just saying stupid shit.
Oh
Go ahead,
God,
sir. Finish your
Jesus,
point.
dear God. Fuck, he just got the boot.
I would say our logic would make more sense than y'all logic, based upon what we see.
So it's a us versus them thing
It's
going on.
not even that. It's
It's
like
not that. I'm talking about like from most of society's perspective, right? Because you can have a different perspective, but from what we see and what we've been seeing throughout since we've known about humans ourselves through science, we know that everything has been better for men. It just is.
it ain't even about that too. It's like
It's not an opinion. It's a
like
fact.
I mean, fuck. I mean, yeah, true, because like I mean, men's been fucking terrorizing for as long as humans been here, but like God doesn't just have to be female or a man. It just doesn't have to be like that. We both genders, both genders literally like complement each other and literally run the fucking society,
No,
bro.
no,
Behind
no, they
every
don't. No, they don't. Even when it comes to creation of life, y'all got this misconception. One, too many men think that life comes from them. Y'all got this misconception that is half and half. It is not. Mitochondrial DNA comes from the mother. Women created men so that they could share genetic material. Y'all don't create life. If
That's
anything,
not.
y'all destroy. Hold up real quick, sir. When we think about like human males, very fucking parasitical, but very like taking resources from the earth, overconsumption, like destroy, war. So how the fuck can that be of God, sir? What are you talking about?
okay, so she said, how can that be of God?
Is
Okay,
his
so
sperm not
literally,
alive?
I'll be honest,
No,
men,
the
definitely,
not
like
no,
men.
the
God,
sperm
if I can
not.
speak,
No, the fuck, no, it's
All
not.
right,
The
all right, all right. Let
sperm
me show
can't
you.
survive on its own. What are you talking about?
Survive. So
okay,
it's
No,
alive.
a sperm,
Like you just proved yourself
sir.
wrong.
Excuse
Hold
me.
up, sir.
Can
Hold on,
I
no,
wait,
literally
hold
no.
on,
want
'cause
to?
I need
I
I
to
don't
get.
like
literally
having too
want
many
to.
men on the panel because y'all don't know how
No.
to shut the fuck up. Here's what I'm saying. A sperm can never just create a life, sir. It can't.
It's
But
correct.
hold up. A human egg, because of parthenogenesis, can create a whole fucking person. A sperm cannot. Like, what are you is confusing about that?
Okay,
Y'all
nothing is
just
confusing. You're
talking.
right. You're absolutely correct. I
I know I'm
actually.
right, so I don't need you to validate it.
Oh
I need y'all to
Jesus.
make some sense.
Oh God. Okay, ma'am. I'm. Damn. It's like you can't. Damn. Okay. Eat clock that tea. Then I'm sorry. I was just saying my piece, man. Oh my gosh. Um.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Promise.
Shit. God. Okay. So God, if she right is she made everything, so she made all this like shitty, right? Then if that's
No,
if
that's the
she made
thing.
war because she made men.
No. Y'all don't know. Of nature and artificial are two different things. Nature in itself is nature, Mother Nature. Man, uh, choosing to manipulate that to his own advantage does
Hmm.
not mean that's of God, sir. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. So, okay, I'm starting to better understand it. So, like, since we're not going by like textbooks or anything, mind you, let's just say the whole Bible, boom, bukkake, right? Bukkake. We're not going to listen to it. So, how do we even know the first God was female that came down, or it
I
wasn't
actually
from
have a
Hidden
birth?
really good
knowledge.
point
You
on
got to
this.
study the hidden knowledge. If you want to find out the truth, you got to study hidden knowledge. It's
But
there.
what I'm
There's not a
saying,
lot of information
what's the
about it.
hidden knowledge that's not
Hey,
from the
amazing,
So
books?
let me tell you
amazing.
about the hidden knowledge, what I found out. So
Yes, ma'am.
basically, I did not know that there was a woman, there was a wife before Eve. She was called Lilith, right?
Lilith.
So basically, Lilith and Adam were one divine. They weren't separated, they were one divine. And there was this certain God at that time, because there's just the hidden knowledge, there's a lot. So there was a certain God at that time that divided them, and gave Adam the soul, but the feminine divine energy gave Adam the spirit. So you see, so made Lilith and Adam. So where it went wrong, Adam and Lilith, basically when it came to the bedroom, Lilith wanted to take a bit of charge, and Adam said, "No, I'm the man. I'm always going to stay on top." Right, that's
That's
how.
not how it went.
No, that
That's not how
study
it
hidden
went.
knowledge. Yeah, the hidden knowledge. So
That's
basically, Lilith left. Lilith said, "Okay, fine, I'm
that
done with you,
sounded
Adam."
feminist.
She
Okay.
left. Yeah, but they name it. But basically, you can't. It's very hard to find because after when Lilith left, they weren't happy that Lilith left Adam, so they named her Mother of Demons. They accuse her for why men do things to women and all sorts, but no, she was just standing her ground. So Adam became sad. He became depressed because he had no wife. His wife had left him. She gone. So
Okay.
Lilith created Eve. This is where Eve comes in now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So cool. As Eve was in the garden, yeah, the little gods saw that Eve was there, but they wanted to have their way with Eve. But Eve wasn't stupid. Eve was like, "No, you must be crazy." But I don't know why hidden knowledge hides from this, because the Pope, the Vaticans, you name it, these guys have hidden this hot knowledge. They don't want you to know about Lilith, Eve, the true story of Eve and Adam, and the Adam and Eve, their daughters were called son was called Seth, and the
Real
other one
quick
was
though.
called
Hold on,
Nora.
real quick
But
though.
they won't. They just hide that.
Hold on, real quick. Because here's the thing I'm saying. And this is the problem with like indoctrination, right? We can't look at the world objectively look into what we are around and like come to the conclusion what something could be. It's like let's go back to these books they done put in our fucking face and told about these characters, and it only can make sense in the context of these characters. But you don't know the motherfuckers who wrote that book. You don't know what you like. You don't know what the fuck they was thinking when they came up with those stories. How many stories there are? That's what I don't like about it. And it's like it's interesting how y'all keep going back to them. But
one thing
No,
that
we not
hold up,
going back to it.
hold up,
Ho-
y'all. Go ahead, Frog. I'm trying to manage this panel. I'm gonna have to be like 2 people down. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Frog.
All right,
Okay.
thank you so much, host. I really appreciate that. I actually agree with you. I mean, these books were written and rewritten and rewritten and rewritten by each king that saw fit that was ruling at that time. So how can we really take what is written today as true fact? We really have to analyze and read through the text and really use our own knowledge and our own context to understand these words that are written and rewritten thousands of times. Now, one thing I will say, regardless of religion in the Bible, is you can just look at the universe and look at all the beauty in nature and in this world. And how can you think some man could have created that at all? Like, genuinely, like I go outside and I look at the Rocky Mountains and I see the beautiful mist and the purple sunrise, and I think this is so gorgeous. I don't think I could ever have come up with this a day in my life. Like, genuinely, it is so beautiful.
That's
Well,
because they worship the magical peen in the sky.
Yeah.
Like it's been
but why would the government want to
spoon-fed.
hide certain things?
Hold
Why
up,
would-
Black Moon. Hold up, I'm trying to get everybody in, and y'all can hopefully have a cordial conversation. What's up,
Can-
Derwin?
Oh,
Hey,
Derwin.
what's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
I disagree because I've looked into ancient things and
The
there was
ancient
a
what?
Ancient
What ancient
things?
thing?
like hidden knowledge, maybe like some Gnosticism. I've looked into Egyptian stuff, stuff like that.
Let me ask you a question. How you know them people wasn't liars?
I believe that the further you go back, the closer to the truth you get.
Not
But
necessarily. What?
demons,
But why
hold on,
hide
demons
it?
were around a very long time before even the patriarchy started. So, like, how far back did you go, sir?
Well, old girl said even
Who's
before
old
Adam.
girl? Sir, who is old girl?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't
There are
know.
no girls on this panel because you
If
can't be under 18.
I mean, I know you don't want to attack me, but I'm just trying
Oh
to.
man, the
Y'all can forgive me
semantics.
for my language, my English. Forgive me.
No.
But
I'm saying,
there
who are
was
you
a there was
referring
a
to,
woman on
sir?
here. I'm sorry.
No,
There was a
I'm
woman
saying, who
on
are
here.
you referring to so that they can respond?
I don't remember that name. I don't remember the name of the woman on here, but if I'm telling you what she said, maybe y'all can tell me. She was talking about. She spoke on Lilith.
Yeah, the
Okay,
hidden knowledge. Like, why? I'm
Okay.
just basically saying, like, why would the government want to hide that? What's so special? Why would they
Okay.
throw the
The
Bible and
government
everything?
will want to hide that because the government is mostly patriarchal. I understand that, but Lilith and Adam were together, right? That's when male and female energies were together, which means that we were together, which means that, yeah, you could create because we were male and
And
female.
female.
So that was the creative energy in us. We had that. So that's what marriage symbolizes when the male and female become one. We were separated. We were separated to become further from God because God is both male and female. He can't be male and he can't be
That can
female.
be interpreted different ways, right? If I say, hold up, if I say the early humans, early Homo sapiens, right? We had asexual reproduction, and then because of a genetic mutation, now we have male and female. Like I could say that's how we got
Okay.
separated.
So it was a genetic mutation that separated
Yeah,
us.
men are a genetic mutation.
But you could say that,
That's a
sure.
belief.
We're
That's a
both
belief.
exactly. We were both together. We were male and female. I can prove this with historical facts, like the history of the alphabet. We were called human, right? But then human, the H is older. The H is newer than the U, and the W is really just the wolf. It's
So hold on,
supposed
you
to be
get
two
you
U's.
got lost
So
here, sir.
we were
You
called
got
the
lost
woman.
here.
Two V's.
We were called the woman before it was the woman. So we were the Umen, which was male and female. Another thing is Ankh. The Ankh represents the male and female energy. It represents
Creating the earth.
What is
you know
going
what I'm saying? And that is creation, and that is
It's a lot
life.
to
There
explain, but
is
that's what
nothing created in this world that isn't created with male and female properties. Like that, there has to be in the universe. There has to be. That's literally as above, so below. Like even plants have male and female parts. Like we're taught this so we can be separated. Like even the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. It's really the Father, the Mother, and the Son. The Holy Spirit or whatever that was hidden. It's males. They hid that.
Exactly.
That's the truth.
So
Because
then God will hide from now
the
on.
European Christianity conqueror's mentality is a masculine mentality, and if they wanted to conquer the world, they had to subdue the woman. So that's dumb, and that's their evilness. And
They
and,
hid
I,
away
and, and, and I'm sorry
queens,
for that,
they
but
hid
we
away
have
princesses,
different
they
powers.
hid away
Hold on, wait until
goddesses.
she can respond, sir. Let him finish.
Like, all right, what I'm saying is, in this patriarchal society, we're convinced that feminine properties are evil, and we're told that, and it's not like persuasion and I'm sorry, even imagination, because feminine properties are magnetic and masculine properties are alkaline and electric. So when you put the two together, you got creation.
It's the
Oh
other
my
way
God.
around.
Okay,
It's the other way around.
we're
Hold on,
gonna
let
yeah.
Saying that masculine
hold
is
on.
magnetic.
Go ahead, Black Moon. You can respond.
No, basically, like hidden knowledge, I've realized that it's just they've hid away a lot of female goddesses, a lot of female queens. Like, like we hear about Henry VIII and we hear about all these prime ministers and all these men who run the world. It's just more about they've just hidden away all these gods, females that we could have learned about as women. Do you understand me? Like how we work up all about nature, how we handle our menstruals and stuff like that. But we live in a world where it's just based on men. Like, to be honest with you, that's what it is. Like, we've been brainwashed to be told that men lead.
Linguistics.
You
You
see,
get
that's
what I'm saying?
Can I
we
chime
forgot
in,
about the whole
please?
world. We think only what we see, which is the physical, is the whole world. There's two parts, masculine and physical, masculine and feminine. The masculine is the physical, but the feminine is the spiritual. The feminine is the emotions. Okay, that's what that
Hold
is.
up, real
Oh
quick.
my God, you're
real
just
quick. Hold
like
up.
We
So
taught
if
that
the
that's
feminine,
bad.
sir, hold up, sir.
Pardon
If
me.
the feminine is the spiritual, it wouldn't
Yes.
make sense that God would be female then. If
first of
the
all, yeah.
spirit,
Both. God is both.
Can
God
I
created the
please?
physical. Like if you go back, when we can go all the way back into Gnosticism when we talk about Sophia and Yaldabaoth and Abraxas. Like this is all like it's all connected. It's all connected.
Right, but like what I find so interesting is like whenever someone who really buys into this whole masculine and feminine energy thing, like every individual person that you ask, like what is masculine energy, what is feminine energy, like it's always like some weird pseudoscience, and it's always different. Like, why can't we just understand that masculine energy and feminine energy aren't real? There's just traits. That's it. Why do we have to
That's what
assign
I've
it
been trying to
masculine or
say the whole
feminine?
time.
It's ridiculous.
Can I please chime in?
Yes, Unc.
Yes, I literally want to respond to what she just said. This concept of masculine and feminine energies. The issue that you're having, and I know this because I've just been listening. The issue that you're having with the concept of energies is that you don't comprehend that they are one and the same, masculine and feminine. They are attributes of the Creator. We are attributes of the Creator. A tree is the attribute of the Creator. The air that we breathe is the Creator, because without it, life can't be sustained.
So it's
So if
one
you
and
want
the
to,
same, meaning it's male
it's
and
one and
female.
the
What do
same.
you say?
The reason why I also want to comment on what the brother said about the Ankh when he mentioned that it's a representation of masculine and feminine energy. If you've ever seen a true Ankh, it's not just the shape, the outer shape. There are symbols that are placed on the Ankh, and in the center of the Ankh is a circle with a cross in it. That circle with the cross in it has always represented Earth. We are the Earth. human beings, the flesh. We are the earth. So it took masculine and feminine energy to create the earth. That is the true Trinity: Father, Mother, Child. We're not talking
You're
about
not
gender.
disagreeing with
We're
me.
talking about energies. We're not talking about our concept of gender, because that also was indoctrinated. We are
I'm using
told
that
that
to
a
explain the energy.
seahorse can produce asexually, or they turn into female to produce. The problem with that is it's truth behind that, because we all contain that within us. But we also
Okay.
have what you call, if you don't use it, you lose it. So it became a time where we weren't using our internal organs to create. We started going outside of ourselves, self gratification. So that's where the
So
mutation
here's the
came in.
thing. All right, hold up, because y'all love to preach. Here's the thing. So, when you talk about a creator, right? The creator will be female.
Gender doesn't
Man,
matter
hold
in
up, hold,
creation,
pause. Why the fuck? Cause I ain't saying
because
I'm letting y'all talk, but when I talk, y'all gotta fucking talk over. That's crazy.
you stuck on the same concept. You still stuck on
You
he.
know what? I am stuck on the same concept. Damn, because it's like y'all not understanding. The creator will be a female because of parthenogenesis. We know that humans can fucking reproduce on their own. Men are met a fucking genetic mutation. If you want to talk about Earth in itself, then the fucking Y chromosome could be a fucking cancer cell that's reproducing each other. Like, why can't y'all see that? Everything got to be so fucking connected. Cause y'all want to still, y'all don't want to give up that spot. That's the thing. You want to stay in that position. But
I
go
got
ahead,
two things.
hold up, sir. Go ahead, Guru.
Hello.
No, Guru, sir, Guru. Guru fell asleep. Go ahead. I don't know who you are. I don't know how to say it. Go ahead.
Ball, go.
Emoji, hello.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's fine. If you listen,
So
refresh that.
parthenogenesis was
Hold
when
up,
we
hold up.
were
Go ahead, hold up.
together.
Go ahead, Damien.
Yo. I disagree that God can only be female. God is a spiritual being. He does not have a gender. He is neither male or female.
Why are you saying he then?
Because he was referred as Father and Lord.
Hold up, what?
God is a spiritual being, meaning he does not have a physical gender. He does not have physical attributes. Meaning he cannot be male or female.
Why do y'all say heathen?
Yeah.
Because he was referred as Father and Lord. His pronouns that was
He's
referred
referring to
He,
Christianity.
father, that's all man shit, sir.
How is that all?
Just say it or
It's just
They,
different aspects. The
it,
father
they,
is the
they them,
consciousness, and the
It
mother.
should not refer to
Come on
Father,
now.
they
which
them.
is a male
Father,
pronoun.
this is what I'm trying to say. The father isn't necessary. For life to continue to reproduce, the
That's
father
the
is not
same thing, but
necessary.
we explained to you how it was. You don't
No,
know
but you were
any woman
wrong.
right now that has given birth without a male. You don't know anybody that was born without a father.
Hey, Sam. No. Here's the thing. Yeah, if you force women to live amongst men, you over sexualize women to the point where humans are the only mammals without a mating season. They be like, well, they needed the men. Like, men are like strategically trying to keep their Y chromosome a fucking up and going. But the
Where are you
reality is,
getting this
hold
from?
up, sir, because nature is trying to take y'all out. What are you talking about? Nature
Can
trying to
you
take
tell
out the
me
Y
where you're getting this
chromosome.
from? Give me some sources or something, because this is kind of
No,
crazy.
sir, no. Go look it
And
up.
then
Ain't
we
my
talking
fault
about
you don't know about the Y
parthenogenesis. We're
chromosome.
talking
You
about
don't know
other
about the Y
species of
chromosome going
animals.
extinct is on you.
We're talking
Can I ask
about
you why you think God is a female?
like who are you talking to?
The host. Why does the host believe God can only be a female?
Because
Yeah.
of the way y'all describe God. The way y'all describe God as a creator
Okay.
can only be.
Where's
Hold up. Why the fuck?
I got you. I
What
got
the
you.
fuck, sir?
Just go. I got you.
Sir. He asked me a question. Because if y'all going to say God is the creator, right? The creator will be female. This idea that, like, because even if y'all talk about your Adam and Eve story, that shit didn't make sense. Because Now we're going to take what we know about birth and pretend like it don't exist, and now people made out of ribs and dirt and shit. It don't make no fucking sense.
It's kind of it's like the chicken and the egg. Like, which came first, the chicken or the egg type?
I don't know how you're looking at it, but it sounds like you're looking at it as if God.
Because like, if God is a woman, right? Are we like, you know, like, and we're not talking about Adam and Eve because we have really no recollection of seeing them. It's just all whatever king, whatever man wanted to write that Bible and be like, okay, y'all see this fit shit, yeah. You know, Adam, yeah, let Adam be better and let you know, Eve take all the damage. Or what Black said of Lilith, I believe, right, Black Moon? I think she said.
You said king though, and man. You see what you said though. You didn't say woman. You didn't say a woman created that idea or the story. You started off with man, so you understand that it was some type of dominance there, right?
I'm trying to, because if I say that God was a man or the father, you know, like I'll respect y'all opinions, right? I'm not gonna sit here and yell because at the end of the day, we all fucking bleed, and you know what I mean. Like we really like, I don't know, female like always.
But everybody don't create life though. But
yeah,
go
okay,
ahead.
yeah, and that's what we're getting to, right? And then I just want to know,
Yes,
like,
we do. Males create life
if
too.
the Bible is fucked up with, you know, everybody just writing him as he, him, and then Adam and Eve bullshit, like, then how do we even know for real? Like, or did it just come from the monkeys or something? And I know, like, then how did that?
You gotta kind of read between the lines too. You gotta understand, and I believe I'm not gonna just get on black people, but a lot of black people believe in the King James Bible, right? The King James Bible was written by, I guess, whoever that King James ordered to write it. There's so many kings on the planet around that time and even before then. So what makes this particular king the king with all the knowledge and information and, you know, got the divine inspired word from God? That's just one thing that I like to mention that's kind of asinine and crazy, to just say that this one king had it all and understood everything. Plus, and no offense to anybody who is liking the same sex, but that's a story about that particular king, that he was one that liked the same sex. But I'm gonna bring something up though. I like to start with just the fact that the Bible allegedly is written in the Paleo Hebrew, and not a lot of people read or know the Paleo Hebrew, but we got a lot of technology today that'll be able to translate that, right? So just in the very first sentence where it says in the beginning, in the Hebrew is supposed to be, according to Hebrew and rabbis and whatnot, supposed to be in a beginning. That kind of changes things if that's the case. Again, I'm not saying that these are facts. I'm just going off of what we can research and what we can compile in terms of information, since somebody brought up sources. Within that Adam and Eve story, or just within the creation story itself, the God of that Bible teamed things into existence. Teamed is beget or birth things into existence. These are female qualities. And it was teamed by the waters as well, if you read into the book. Women develop amniotic fluid within their abdomen or within their cervix or whatever you want to call it. Again, don't get me up on reproduction. But again, it's very similar. And then when we get into the Adam and Eve story, which again, someone brought up Lilith, in the Paleo Hebrew or in the Hebrew, Eve was not cursed with bearing or with having childbearing pain. She was cursed, if you read it in the Hebrew, with bearing male children that would dominate over her. You can go in depth with that with your own studies and whatnot. But again, the term was banam, and that's specifically meaning male children, not just children in general. So if that's the case, and you read it in its full context, that's the destruction of the divine feminine, to now have to subdue, or not subdue, but have to adhere to the male. Because again, she was told that she has to abide by, you know, Adam and things of that nature. And then, again, you got to really study that particular. I think it's verse chapter 3 in the Hebrew. It'll all come together. But no, that's the destruction of the divine feminine. And then when they talk of parthenogenesis, you got to understand, in the womb, all babies, according to science and according to some information, correct me if I'm wrong, all babies are female before they turn male.
They are.
You know what I'm saying? So,
technically, we're all born as a woman, so. I mean,
exactly.
we're all a woman before we got to our premise.
Exactly.
But
You
see, here's
have
the
Right.
to born
thing.
as a woman. No.
I saw a few people talk about how like women, whatever that dude named, talking about women don't create life, right? That's because men have womb envy in our society, in a patriarchal society, because men are obsessed. The whole Bible's about men conquering and dominating women as a mean of controlling creation in itself. The creators are women. It's simple as that. Like men is very interesting because it's like centering yourself. Oh, hey, happy Friday, double O. This idea that like, oh, now it's like men are equal. Like, no. When you get your mitochondrial DNA, which is the powerhouse of the cell that allows us to fucking live, it comes from your mother or your father's mother. It does not come from a
Definitely.
man. Like, that's not how that works.
Right.
But because we live in a patriarchal society, the language that we have about reproduction is going to sound very male dominant. Like men are the ones who are driving life in itself. And that's just not the case. And it's interestingly how many men cannot accept that fact.
And it's just a simple research as well. I mean, one book that I like that's real interesting. And I don't finish many books, but the Great Cosmic Mother. Some may say it's, it's just, some men may say that they wouldn't like it just because of some of the things that are said. But we got to look at prehistory again. And I don't like the whole cliche his story and everything, but it's got some truth to it. Prehistory, or pre-written history, or history that has been hidden, because I heard we've been talking about hidden knowledge and things of that nature, has a lot to do with the divine feminine and what was going on. A lot of these constructed buildings that we see, that's round at the top with the little nipple at the top, signifies feminine characteristics, parts. I mean, we can go back to pre-Islamic information. You have Allat. They say Allah now, but it was Allah, and that's considered like a divine feminine in a sense. And the womb of Allah is crazy. A man can't have a womb. He can't have a womb. So when they talk of the womb of Allah, which is like Ar-Rahim, if I'm not mistaken, R-H-M, that's that's denoting femininity. Someone spoke of the Holy Spirit. I was researching that the Holy Spirit was actually a feminine situation.
No, it's always been feminine. That's the thing. That's
Yeah.
why I don't like when y'all start talking about the books, because the information in the books has perfectly been changed to center men. Like, it's like y'all don't, like, before there were any male gods. So again, it started out with like goddesses, mainly because we didn't know how the fuck babies was made. When we saw women fucking giving birth, and people was like, damn, this got to be some spiritual shit. And then men realized that they played a role in it. So then we end up with male and female gods. And then patriarchy came along because of men's insecurity and fucking womb envy. And now it's like the god got to be a man, which don't make sense. Because how you going to get a baby out of a magical peen? It don't work. That's why you got to say that the first person was made out of rib and fucking dirt. Because when we get to the birth of Jesus, now God is so fucking divine. He need a woman to have a fucking baby. Like, come on, let's be for real. That shit don't make sense. But go ahead, hold up real quick. Go ahead, Tasha. What's going on?
Grand Rising. How are you guys doing?
Grand Rising.
Thank you. But she's absolutely right. Woman is the creator. Woman is the source. It's Mother Earth. It's Mother Nature. Eve didn't come out of Adam rib. I mean, come on, let's be real. If you literally go back and research, I'm gonna break this down, and I just give me a moment right quick.
Break it down.
Go back and do your research. Actually, you know how it's the book was changed because what she said is egotistical and controlling men want to control women. Do you guys know, if you go back and do research, a woman do not supposed to submit to a man?
Let us know the research.
Let her finish.
Oh, Jesus. Men. Actually, the man is supposed to submit to a woman. Actually, a man is not a leader. He is a protector and a provider.
Exactly,
The woman is the leader. And I know a lot of men don't want to agree with this, but it is what it is. The book was rewritten so y'all can be in control and women don't know who they are. Now, I know who I am. I know who I am. Let me tell you something. As a 48-year-old woman I have 3 kids and I've only been in one relationship and I've only dated 4 men. Because you know why? Because I had the strong mental capacity to not let men, you get what I'm saying? To not let men destroy me. You know how women listen to men because they lacking something? See, I don't listen to men. I watch what men do.
Okay,
You
I
get
don't.
what I'm
So,
saying?
Tara, are you here? Tara, Tara,
Yeah, I'm
are you
here.
listening? Like, I don't like where this is going, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, to piggyback off what she said, if you look at the etymology of the word husband, it means house brother, keeper of the house. But we got the
Well,
women in the house.
I think what happens is y'all quickly get back into gender roles. That's the
We
problem.
got to get rid of that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, please, because it really, it's like, like, damn, like, bro, I haven't sit here and once hated on a woman, bro. I'm literally like giving y'all props, like, bro, yes, y'all motherfuckers got that shit, bro. But it's like every time I hear about like a man, it's just like, oh, y'all deteriorate, y'all hoe us, y'all hurt us, like, bro. And then I'm sitting here, I'm good. I go to work and I just fucking try to support my family,
Hey,
bro.
don't crash out. Hold
No,
up,
I'm
Esther.
not.
Don't crash out.
I'm not. But I'm just saying, bro. Like, damn. Like like it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be like that. Like, regardless of like the if females a god or not. Like, damn. It doesn't have to be like that much hate.
I mean, well,
Okay.
I mean, the thing about that too is a lot of this information is becoming privy to women that didn't know it before because again, a lot of them were indoctrinated in Christianity, and it's no slight. This is not hate. No women are getting no women. I'm just talking about the facts. we, Christianity messed it all up. And when I was talking about the histories or the prehistories, that machine or that group or that patriarchy that came into these matriarchal systems, because you got to understand, majority of indigenous population that didn't know anything about Christianity or anything like that that they were trying to spread with via I don't know if I can say murder or ape, grape, whatever. These were matriarchal systems in place, and we got to understand too. Matriarchy is not the same as what patriarchy is today. So we can't look at it and say, "Oh, women were dominating and ruling and we're doing." It wasn't as evil as how patriarchy
Yeah,
was doing. It was.
matriarchy is
It,
egalitarianism in itself.
ex-
Patriarchy is a hierarchy.
exactly. It's about nature, nurture, love, light, things of that nature. We got to understand it's all
Yeah.
it's emulated and it's within the animal kingdom, the insect kingdom. Look at the queen bee. It's the queen bee. It's not the king bee. It's not a bad thing, but it's not the king bee. It's the queen bee. And she gives giving off these frequencies and have her worker bees working for her. And they go bananas when she get removed out of the, you know what I'm saying, out of the situation. When they got to restart over and put her somewhere, and then they all follow and things of that nature. That's just natural. When we talking about the male and the female trees, well, because of allergies, it's because all of the female trees is cut down.
Exactly.
So you got a lot of male sperm from the trees, if we would like to call it that, that's causing these allergies. It has to be a balance as well. You know what I'm
Now
saying?
hold up, real quick. Whoever you at the top, I don't know how to say your name. What you want to say?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is
Morning.
Ikoyesha. Yeah, I think to answer this question, we really need to know first which God are we talking about? Because I am Yoruba and I don't believe in the Western concept of God. So this is why I'm asking, which God are we talking about? I don't
And
believe
so when you say you don't believe in the Western gods or
concept
whatever,
of God.
what up? So are you like, or will you talk more like spiritualism or something like that, or
Yeah.
something else? Okay,
So in the Western world, they believe that maybe Yahweh, Allah, and whatever, is considered to be the God, and they always use
so my question to you to
gender-based
give.
honor.
So, hold up, just so we're not repetitive, right? To give perspective to the conversation, based on your own personal experiences and beliefs, what do you think about the topic?
Okay, so well, based on my belief, God is neither male nor female, and I can explain if you will allow me to do so. If first and foremost, we don't use gender for the most part in my language. In fact, there is no gender pronoun in my language. There is no pronoun you will use for male or female. In my Yoruba language, we don't use gender-based to explain each other. No, we don't do that. So gender is irrelevant when it comes to my language, and especially when we regard, the creator Olodumare. We don't use gender bait for Olodumare. So, and also Olodumare itself, from the name Odu simply means womb. It makes sense to actually associate the feminine energy with Olodumare because Odu means womb. Olodumare simply means the owner of the womb that knows everything. So I'm not saying Olodumare is female because we cannot prove that. And when Olodumare sent down its emissary to create the world, the male entity, the Ogun, Shango, Eshu, they all came down to earth to do everything. They left Oshun aside because they feel like Oshun is female and cannot do anything. But everything they did couldn't work, couldn't prosper. Then they went back to Olodumare. Then Olodumare asked them, "Where is the female that I sent with you?" And they said, "Well, she's just a female. She can do nothing." The Olodumare said, "You cannot achieve anything without the female." And when Oshun went back with them, then things were able to be done. They could create world. They could do everything they were supposed to do. So, in a nutshell, without the female energy or without the female, this world cannot be what it is today. Again, Olodumare is not female, not male. However, it makes it mandatory that these two genders must work together before anything could be achieved. I yield my mic. Thank you.
So how would you define? So okay, so how would you define female? Because like the thing is, you saying like it's not. So we understand like I'm not talking about like the gender binary. We're talking about like feminine energy or whatever the fuck y'all want to call it about creation. When it comes down to it, humans are fucking egotistical. We're talking about creation. Creation in itself, nature in itself would be female.
Yeah. I mean, colloquially speaking, instead of like, again, because I hate the idea of them using the term God. When anytime somebody speak of God, like he said, I always say, well, what God? There's so many. So,
There is.
but colloquially speaking, right? When we talking about just any species that lives on the planet that has the ability of what we deem as a God, and we have to say that highest form of power is creation, like she's saying. So if we're colloquially speaking, just in the in humanity, that would be a female.
Marcus,
That
they can. Just because you didn't know don't mean that's the case. But yeah,
I mean, it's just there's no way around that. A male can't create anything, and it's crazy. I know that a lot of males believe that their seed is whatever. I mean, you got to look at it too like this, right? Females have any and everything within their body to create life. They just need that spark. It's just like when someone goes under DMT or they smoke cannabis, we already have natural cannabinoids within our body. So
real
when we
quick,
smoke
watch
it,
that because you can't talk about that stuff on TikTok.
oh, I'm sorry about that. Okay, well,
Yeah, Green
that's why I
Garden.
said that's why I said green garden, right? So if we're ones that partake in the green garden or whatever, but we have natural green gardenoids in our bodies, when we do inhale, it only just wakes up what's already within the body. It's not like that's just taken over, and we have it naturally. If we go undergo deep meditation, we can bring up our DMT that's naturally within our bodies as well. We don't necessarily need to go take the toad to do it. We can do it via meditation, but if we want that fast quickness to get right to it, then yeah, we'll do the ayahuasca, we'll do the toad and things of that nature. It's just things that are naturally and innate within the body, and the female has the natural and innate capabilities of creation, and via parthenogenesis. I mean, you got to understand where the story of Mary comes from. That story is in a sense, if you will, because again, I mean, unless you want to believe that the Holy Spirit or this Holy Ghost made it with her, then we're talking about, we go back to ancient civilizations of demigods being created from gods laying down with women. That's a biblical story as well in Genesis, where the gods or the angels saw a likeness in the women of men and things of that nature. So this story is repeated over and over and over again. But you got to read between the lines. And again, it's not a dominant thing. It's just what it is. I don't want to sound like for guys to say I'm simping or whatever. I don't care about that. But I'm just saying, it's just when you do your research and you do it diligently and you don't have dominance in mind and you just want to get the information, it'll come to you. A guy that I like, if you guys want to research him, he was unalive, but he was a melanated metaphysicist, and his name was Dr. Delbert Blair. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with him, but he has a lecture. You can go on YouTube. It's called Man, Woman, and Child Lecture, I believe. and he goes in depth on that. And it, you know, if you want to check it out, he brings some insight to it. Another person is Bobby Hemmett, very um, big on the divine feminine. So Dr. Delbert Blair, Bobby Hemmett, you research those people, it'll bring a little bit more light. And you gotta take everything with a grain of salt. You know, everybody's on their own journeys. So I'm not
Yeah.
saying to believe everything, but definitely those two,
All right, all right.
especially Dr.
We got
Delbert
it.
Blair.
We got it. Y'all can't be so long winded.
My bad. I'm very long-winded. I apologize.
Yeah, I can't deal with the long winded. I'm just gonna tell you that, like, that it should be like, what's up, Roberto?
Get the new people talking.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you today?
Morning.
So I'm on the same boat about what's it called, like stuff with God, because personally I am Buddhist, and in Buddhist culture he created everything, but or not he. I'm just saying he has like a general. I'll just say they them. For
Say
now.
she. Say she.
I won't say that because in
You
Buddhist.
just say just go ahead and just say it, sir, because we getting caught up. Just make your point.
Okay, so pretty much he said that I am above being, because he's an entity, I'm above being male or female. That since he created everything, he created the genders in general. You know what I mean? Like he would.
No.
I'm confused though, because if God, like, people keep getting up here and saying that like God is both. God is both feminine and masculine energies and whatever, you know, the fuck. But then when I say, okay, so if you're saying he, why can't you say she? If that's just like,
Well, we say
you're
they
just saying
them.
he as a placeholder, but you won't say she. Why won't you say she?
Because
They
I was
them.
trying to say they them because I'm trying to say that he's.
But you've been saying he this whole
Y'all
time.
missing
And
the
if he's both,
point.
why can't you
Y'all
say
missing the
she?
point.
Roberto talk.
No, because Liz is making a good point.
Oh, then
Like this
Liz,
is
then keep
this,
going.
hold up, sir, because this is the thing.
That's
Y'all
ego.
will never make a mistake and say she.
Yeah.
You'll never make that
That's
mistake.
ego.
But you got to understand, y'all got to understand, it's not ego, it's indoctrination. You can't
Not
get mad at
ego. Y'all
men.
can say she. Y'all saying
You know,
she.
it's natural. It's natural to even
It's
say
natural.
God when
That's
they're
what I
talking
was
about.
taught of. That's why I
It's
came
just,
on here to see
yeah.
why God is a female. Why I should be calling he she. And that's just the whole point. So because I never hate when Liz says she. I'm not like, oh, Liz, did you say she? Call God a she? No.
No, Essie, no, you're not about to crash out again. Hold up. Go ahead, Roberto. Finish what you were saying.
But what I'm trying to say is that they're neither, not both, pretty much.
So why won't you say she? You literally just said I won't say that when I said say she. You said I won't say that, but you were willing to say he. If
Because
God
I
is
did it by
both,
accident. I was trying to say that. And I also said I should be saying they, them, or mainly they. Because technically Buddha is actually a lot of different Buddhas, because there's actually multiple different Buddhas.
but
in
you
Buddhist
had no
knowledge.
problem saying he, and you said
No,
it
like
again
I
even
said,
after
by
you said that.
accident.
Thanks, Kilolo. You can come back up here. All right, emoji. What you want to say?
So I personally think God is completely genderless. They have no gender at all. You know, they're spiritual. Gender is just convenient for us that are living. You know, living organisms, single-celled organisms, multicellular organisms. They have no gender. You know, gender is just for biodiversity. That's not something they have to worry about. They just clone themselves. You know, through mitosis, all that. They reproduce by cloning themselves, but they don't have gender. Gender, scientifically, is an evolution for biodiversity, because when something has all the same DNA, it becomes susceptible to damage or disease or any of that other stuff. Gender is just something that living organisms like us, you know, say animals, insects.
But that's the
do.
thing. That's why female created male for genetic variation is the point.
But my point is God has no gender because they aren't even a being. They're not a living being. It's a spiritual, you know, it transcends everything we know. Why would a being
Well, my
like
question
that
is it possible that our understanding of female is warped and that energy in itself can be female? When we talking about birth period, wouldn't it be associated with like being female and that like the male in itself, what you're talking about, like the creation of male literally could be a creation of the female?
the way I see it, I think that male and female energy stuff, I feel like that's just something we created, you know, out of our own minds. Because then it, like energy, I'm very scientific about this stuff.
But I'm saying energy is energy itself. I'm not talking about feminine, masculine energy. I'm saying energy in itself.
Energy in itself is just a power
And the
thing.
reason why I say that is because we get our mitochondria DNA from our mothers, which is the energy that we need to actually be walking around living life.
Are you talking about your chromosomes, your X and Y chromosomes?
No. Chromosomes ain't shit. I'm talking about your mitochondrial DNA. Yeah, you get that from your mother, your father's mother, but you don't get it from it's not. We get our mitochondrial DNA from it's maternal essentially.
But at the same time, though, all your DNA comes from your chromosomes, comes from both parents. But that's just biological. That's not like an energy.
That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. So because of patriarchy, we're going to be like, oh, chromosomes is your chromosomes good is a blueprint. But when we talk about the powerhouse of the cell that allows you to live a life, that's maternal.
Okay, so
if that's maternal, why can't energy in itself be female?
I mean, if energy has a it's like because a female and a male, like, bro, we need water to live. We need to take a shit. We need to do all this extra. So if your God like needs water and shit, like, you know what I mean? Is that because like what is God? Like, what is a God? A higher being. He's not human. If you worship,
and that's a patriarchal view of God. That's the problem. This idea of a hierarchy. What I'm saying is, if the reason I'm saying female in itself is it's not one God. It would be female. It would be like we are a collective. Women tend to be more community minded. We don't have the idea of Adam and Eve don't make sense because then everybody gonna be descendants of two people. Where when we say it's female, just the creation of life is female. Energy in itself is female. Male is a creation of female in order to have genetic variation. It's like for some reason the pushback on that is interesting because now it's like, oh, it got to be both. It got to be both. And I'm wondering why y'all feel like it has to be both. I'm wondering some ego up in there.
That's my point is like completely different from that. He like God, he, she, whatever you want to call God, like, you know, because they're just genderless. They're not both. They're completely.
Yeah, I'll agree with him. Like,
they're completely transcendent. Male and female is specific to only living organisms with a physical being with flesh and blood like us. You know,
she's not saying that. She's not saying God is even a person. You know, she's saying like just the energy of God is female. So I get if you want to like, you really can't argue with. That's like me arguing God is male energy, and then somebody's gonna say that he's not male energy, he's female energy. That cool? Like, I mean,
I think the idea of labeling God under a specific energy and putting him under like a gender specific term is that goes against the entire point of God. You know, God is supposed to transcend us. So he's not supposed to. Like,
so then, by saying we've been going against the whole the entire energy of God.
Because it's what I was taught. I was taught in the Bible. Everybody has.
I'm not uncomfortable. Okay, I can call him, she, whoever, they. Like I can call.
Yeah, you can call them.
She if you want.
They're higher. They're if it's God, you're not worshiping a human. Right? Yeah. And if you are worshiping a human, good kudos to you. But if God is a energy and that would be a higher being if it's an energy, because energy can't be created nor destroyed. So you can create a God with female energy, I guess, all right, or a God with male energy. Like, I mean, male energy, like it came from somewhere.
It don't make sense though, because males don't create life. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all gonna say that when we think of God, God wouldn't be the creator?
He would be, but it's like if we can't, because the resources you're taking away from me are the Bible, any of the Adam and Eve story bloodlines, right? And that only leaves literally the monkeys being our fucking gods, like literally. Or
no, it don't. What the hell are you talking about?
Because how did God even come here to be a female in the first place?
Well, prehistory is what I was saying.
Hold up.
How did he just spawn it, or she?
So hold up. If you know what energy in itself is, then anything that has life in it will have energy, right? We basically made up of energy and fucking carbon.
Yes, atoms.
So So what I'm saying is, if y'all going to say that God will be the creator, correct? Like, is that not a thing anymore? Are we gonna pretend like
No,
y'all
keep
just
going.
saying God?
Wait,
If
I'm here.
God is the creator and females create life, then why do y'all want to reject that? Why can't you accept? And remember, it's not limited to humans. Why can't you accept that the invention of a male period, the creation of a male, was a female creation for genetic variation? Why is
But
that a problem?
Because the
It's not
Bible
a
said that
problem.
man was created first. That's
but
why.
no,
It's indoctrination.
We
Lord.
don't have no recollection of that. It's like we don't have a recollection of a female being created first or a man, and
can
we
I
can't use any of the Bible.
It's like
can
the
I
theory
speak?
of the chicken or the egg, which came
Exactly,
first.
and that's what I'm saying. Like,
But
cool.
we gonna argue with what came first. We
Well,
know
We're
it
men
was
don't have
the
eggs.
getting to
Lord.
that
Y'all
point
play too
because we
much.
can't use any Muhammad. You know, back we can't link any of the trees because if we do, then he'll come back as a man, right? And then boom, we have to get that out the way. And then the next theory we have are the monkeys mating,
No,
or
it's not. No, you. First of all, if you're gonna talk, it's not the monkeys, a common ancestor, and I'll
okay, well, we
close to that
came
would be the
from. If you
vulnerable.
literally,
No, no,
okay, I don't want to interrupt.
you talking, so you're not listening.
Excuse,
But you
can I
keep talking
speak?
about the monkeys is crazy.
No, like just how we how we
Can I
were
speak?
evolved. We came from the ocean and then got on land. Like, if just look that up.
Can I
I
speak
know
to?
I know what you're talking about, but I'm saying even the life that was created in the ocean. Remember, you got to go back to the cell, the creation of the cell, and how we have this. Like again, y'all need to know what mitochondrial DNA. I mean, and how like your mitochondria allows you to live life. You get that from your mother. It's maternal. So if that's the case, then energy in itself, we could say, is female.
So electricity can be male or female?
It's like
Lord.
what are we gendering it? Like, what? It's
Well,
like,
you
I
got to
mean,
think electricity has a positive and a negative side. It's
we're talking about
polar
energy. We
opposite.
got kinetic energy,
Okay,
potential energy. Like, we got all, like, is that shit a gender?
okay. I don't want to like budge in, but I feel like this whole conversation kind of feels like you're trying to find. All of us are trying to find something that how to put. Oh, like gender this, female this, guy that.
Yeah,
This
that's
like
how.
specific
Right.
DNA. Oh, well, this DNA is created by the mother. Well, this DNA is created by the man. So like, I feel like that's just it keeps getting thrown up
No,
and
it's
it's getting.
not. No, it's not. Y'all want to reject it. Y'all can't accept it. You say that God is the creator. Oh, no. Females create life. That's the thing. Y'all don't want to accept that. It is not a
Y'all
bunch
can't
of
create
confusion.
life
No.
by yourself.
No,
Yeah.
it's not a bunch of confusion because y'all coming up here with all y'all he's and scriptures and shit, and then like, all right, y'all mad because y'all can't say that. But at the end of the day, y'all can't accept that when it comes to creation of life, that will be a female
It's a
creation
feminine thing.
because it doesn't center you.
Right, like there was no problem saying he. Like you didn't ask this question, right? Prior to this, why is God a he? Like you accepted that, but now suddenly shit can't be gendered. When we're saying no, it makes more sense for it to be a female.
No, I'm saying the he part is because the Bible, right? Every time the Lord's name was spoken of, they just the people that wrote this shit referred to him as boom, right? And then now I'm just saying, I think he's literally unisex. He doesn't have a gender. He's not human. All right, that's like, how the fuck is he energy and he doesn't have a dick or a penis, like or a pussy? He doesn't have anything. He don't, or it, they, them, whatever, doesn't have it. So what was I'm still confused here because I mean, shit. If you pray to God like this, oh dear Lord Heavenly Father, or whatever you do, Miss Father or whatever, like,
That's a hierarchy.
how
If
is
once
that
you start praying and praising, then we're back to a hierarchy. Now we're back to the patriarchy. But it's interesting how y'all hold up. It's interesting how y'all say it can't be gendered. However, there's so much emphasis to gender God as male. So if the gender doesn't matter, if it's not that big of a deal, why so much gone into making God male if it's not that big of a fucking deal?
you can literally you can make him or her, whatever. It hasn't. She doesn't have a fucking pussy or dick. So it's like, how the fuck can it be a gender? That's what I'm saying. That's like literally what I'm trying to get to. If you do not have PP, if you do not have vajayjay, how are you a human? Like, how are you a sex? How are you a female or how are you a male if you have none of those parts? Or are you?
It's more than your gaming, sir. Hold up.
Okay,
Hold up.
Dark Horse is on the panel. Everyone be quiet.
What's up, Dark Horse?
Don't do that, Liz. Don't set the expectations that high. Please don't. I just wanted to say that it's funny, right? Because as Tara stated, there was no pushback.
Starting today.
No pushback on the man and woman thing. However, the instead of going all the way to the other side right now that we have science to back up that women create, now there's no gender. I don't want it to be a gender, right? Because then I would have to admit it's a woman. So that's what happens. We're like, okay, it's not a man, but it can't be you either. Nothing will put a woman in that spot of creation and of any type of authority or superiority over men. They're going to say it's a they, them, it's a non-entity, whatever the title is, you just don't want it to be female. However, in science and in nature, there is that. You can't deny that. What we're talking about are ideas and philosophies. Science is not a philosophy. There is one that's creating, period. But when we talk about that and we try to go ahead and snatch that title, like, oh, we're the creators, it's like, no. There's no gender. There's nothing specific. We're just going to call it them, they, just so you don't have to give it to the woman. That's the patriarchy. That's the misogyny. When you can't say, even though this is scientifically proven, this is how I got here, I'm just not going to name it you. It can be anything but you. Okay, it's not me, but it can't be you either, but you're not the creator. So that's what she's talking about, is not wanting to recognize that in this society that you guys will name it anything, a monkey, dirt, air, anything but a woman. However, the woman keeps reproducing in all forms of life. It's always that. And the mitochondrial DNA is the energy in your cell. That's how everything is made. That's the energy in a cell. And if you can't create that, then no, you cannot create life. And no one wants to give that respect. It was only when things were unknown that they continued to praise women because women are magical, women are doing this, or what have you. And then it was, oh, these women are having a little bit too much power. And that's how things got changed around. But I just think it's funny. But I'm going to go back on mute.
Well, not you saying don't have the expectation and come up and clearing us like that. I appreciate you, Dark Horse. What's up? What's your cat?
Yeah, my name's Caddy.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
So I'm gonna try to make this fast. I'm just gonna say my perspective on it, and then you can say what you feel about it. I think that back then it wasn't as common to refer to someone as them or it. So I think that the word he may have just been something they wrote down, but I do not think you can confine God to a gender. How he
No, he was done on purpose. That's the part I'm trying to make clear. He was definitely done on for purpose. The fact that we say the Father and the Son, that's done on purpose. That wasn't, oh, this is what we just want to default to. The reason why, even in society, we default to a male pronoun is because of patriarchy. That was done on purpose.
Can I say something?
Yeah, I'm just clarifying that part.
Yeah. I feel like in today's society, there's definitely spiritual warfare, especially like with dividing men and women. I think that feminine energy is real. I do believe in masculine energy as well. I think that those are both traits of God and that they're separated into two, and that together, I'm not saying that all men are good. I'm not saying that all women are good, but men and women with their traits both work well together. You can't have a baby without sperm, right?
Not necessarily true.
How is that?
So you got to study like parthenogenesis. And somebody came, I think it was Moon who was up here earlier talking about essentially like parthenogenesis is something a lot of people don't learn about. And there's something that happens to women when you have them live with men, right? So like you ever like humans are the only mammal not to have a mating season. However, very interestingly so, when women live amongst themselves, their bodies sync up. Like you can live with amongst other women and all of a sudden you're menstruating on the same cycle because we're more connected than we realize. But in the patriarchal society that we live in, women are like picked off, whatever, and then men who should not have access to women do, and then our reproduction is off. So,
okay, but in the same sense, I do not think that we are the same as animals. We were not created the
Wait,
same.
hold up. Here's the thing. You want to come up here with a lot of what you don't believe, what you don't know out of your ignorance, and then it's like
It's
we're
not
not really
ignorance.
on
It's my beliefs.
No.
I can say the same thing
Pause
about
for a
yours.
second. Pause, because that goes to your ego. Like like humans are egomaniacs. Like we can't be like animals. We got to be better than animals. We something
No, I'm
different.
not saying that.
No. Pause for a second, ma'am. You're a fucking animal. Like you, it's simple as that. You're not a
Okay,
plant.
you
You're
see
not
how I'm
fungi.
respectful?
You're
You
a
see I'm
fucking
respectful
animal.
and how you're being mean to me? Like you're not talking to me the same way.
I'm
I
sorry,
could say
what?
the same thing. I could say the same thing about your claims. I could say they're all ignorance.
No.
But you'd be
Because
I
wrong.
can because it's your opinion.
Ma'am, I taught that in 5th grade science. That's basic knowledge.
Okay,
That's
and
basic knowledge. That's why.
Yeah,
maybe
no,
you're trying to defend, like maybe you're trying to defend your claim so much because do you not believe in a God?
It's not a
Do you believe in
claim.
God?
It's.
Do you believe in God? Do you believe in God?
All right, so now you want to become. You're telling me that
The
he was
topic's
on
on God. Do you believe in God? Are you religious?
I don't think because Liz ain't and she not because like
So then how can you speak on God if you do not believe in it? Of course you're not going to agree if you don't even have any belief system. I'm right. There's no.
Hold on. No. Let's backtrack. Hold up, because you throwing out a lot of stuff. All this went back because you wanted to say that humans are animals.
Humans are not animals. We are not animals.
We are primates. There's a difference.
We are humans. Humans and animals are two different. We may have like animalistic traits and
how are we not animals?
Because God
we
didn't
are
God
animals.
created us in his image.
No, let her answer.
God created us in his image. He didn't say he created animals like to be like him. Like
So
didn't he tell Adam
Okay.
didn't he give Adam the power to name the animals and name all the creatures over the earth? Like wasn't that so I'm confused. If an animal is more important than a human, wouldn't animal have the right to name humans?
We don't talk to people who say words like believe instead of what you know and what's fact because it's a moot point.
Okay, so you
Anybody
don't
can
talk
tell
to
you
people that
something
have
tomorrow.
beliefs?
We can tell you something tomorrow and you disbelieve it, which means you don't require fact or proof.
But
It's
you have your own
illogical
beliefs.
to
You
talk
think
to
that God is
someone
feminine, right?
who
I'm
pushes
about to
the
say their own
belief.
beliefs is literally God is a woman. Okay,
You're
cool.
saying you don't want to talk to me because of I'm saying belief, but
Because you
have
believe you don't know something. That means
How
you're
do you know?
easily
How do you
swayed.
know?
That
How
means
do you
that
know?
you're empty upstairs and
How do you
somebody
know?
can deposit whatever they want and tell you what it is, and you're
Answer
going to
the
go out
question.
and
How do you know?
How do you know?
repeat
How do you
it.
know?
Of course,
It
we're all
makes no
actually doing the same
sense.
thing. You're on black.
That's the very definition of believing, man.
Okay, so
Because
then
it's not,
so with your
definition's
belief,
not
where'd you get it
fact.
from?
It's
With your
not
belief, where'd you get
fact.
it from? With your where are your
And you know
facts?
what's worse as belief is that
Let
it's
her
not
let her speak.
even.
Let her speak for a moment.
What's worse let me tell you what's worse about belief. That it's not even your own fucking opinion. It's not even your original thought and opinion. Like, can you please stop? It's sad, but people need minions to do something where they have no thought, no original thought, no opinion. They're not going to dissect it. They're just going to believe blindly. And you're dangerous. You should know that you're going to hurt
I'm not
yourself and
dangerous
others
because I have faith.
because
You
you did
don't.
not research, you did not look at fact. None of that
What do you
matters.
mean?
You
Because I
understand
have
it
God
all.
inside me.
What
I
I tell
feel.
people who believe is to walk off the top of a roof and don't believe gravity and talk to me after that. I'm
Oh,
going
so
on
you're
mute.
telling them to KMS?
Okay, so with the
Okay,
flaws
you're saying it's
about
a
her
belief
stuff,
itself, though. You're
the
you're
flaw,
saying that's a belief.
yeah, exactly. Her little facts were opinions. So I really don't. It's
What? Hold up. Facts or opinions now?
no her literal. You said facts, like you said about you actually gave me some shit. She literally just said, "Oh, because how do you not believe female energy is literally God?" Like you're
No.
still.
We still
That's
stuck
all.
on humans not being animals. We
That's
still there.
we are animals. I think. Yeah, we can't.
We're
So then,
primates.
how are you
Yeah,
agreeing with her?
yeah.
That
I'm
humans are not the same. We're not equal to animals because we're made in God's image.
Bro, animals die just like us, bro. Nigga, when you don't know if you come back as an animal, how much bullshit you like. We don't know. I have not seen God. No human, bro. Bro? It's like, how the fuck do you know God is a woman, Dark Horse, if you've never seen her? That's literally belief. That is literally the definition of just believing because you have no
Okay,
factual
but
evidence. No
by
factual.
by the direction of how this whole conversation is going, God doesn't even exist. You know, this is just whole stupid to talk about. If we're bringing facts and all this stuff into it and not belief, You know, not matter of
God's
what they're
not a
going
There
through.
you
It's just
go.
I feel
What is
like
religion without faith?
Dude, she said believing ain't shit. So I mean, we all
And these
believe.
are your beliefs, and you're talking about facts. So where do you get your facts that God is a female?
Look at the
God is
prompt.
neither female or
Look
male. It
at
is
the
not
I haven't
prompt.
confined
seen
to a
one because we
gender
have to take out
construct.
all the Bible scriptures. I haven't seen. You see where the God only can
Hold
be.
on, hold
That's
on, hold on. I'm going to mute you real quick because you haven't stopped talking. Look at the prompt. Look what it says. God can only be female. Can only be female. Tara is
just
not
the
saying God
prompt.
exists. Tara is not saying God exists. Tara
Then
is
how can you
saying,
say that claim if you don't even believe in God himself?
Just
That
to
makes
fuck
no
with y'all,
sense.
just to fuck with
Saying
y'all
God can
on
only
a
be female,
Friday
but you do
morning.
not believe in God, so your claim makes no sense. Because either way, you don't believe in
Man,
it.
you are insane.
You
How am
walk
I
into the
insane?
you
No,
walk into
you're
the
saying
you
that
walk
It
because
into
seems
the
I'm
insane when
right.
point.
something is literally true.
No,
How
you're
can you say that God can
you're
only be
walking
female when you don't believe in God? So
you're
God does not
walking
exist. There's
into
no
the
female
point.
behind it.
The point is that whatever belief you have is misogynistic. We're not saying that God even exists. We're saying that for the people who are thumping on their chest about God, that it's crazy that you pick him to be a man if you have a choice.
But we're not
Because
saying he's a
We're not
man.
saying that.
nothing that
Nobody.
man
We're not
You're the
saying
one.
that.
You're the one constructing him
Why
to
does
like
it
a
have to
box
be?
of gender.
What does being a female God like do for you at the end of the day?
What is
If
a
you don't
There
female?
even
is
What is a
believe
none.
female?
in God,
There is
May I
none.
ask-
That's what we're saying. Liz pointed out the point that this argument is for people who believe in a God and that God is male. None of us are saying we believe in God. We're saying that it
so how
doesn't
can you
make
say
sense.
God can only be female?
I did
YouTube
not. I
at
never said that.
Taria.js.
I
May I
said
ask?
that
Okay,
if
may I
you
ask
believe
your
that,
definition of a female?
no, I
What's a
never
female to
said
you?
that God was a female. I said that if you believe there is a God, it's crazy work for you to believe he's a man when man can't create life. That's all I
Okay.
said.
Can
They
women
still
create
have a
life
part
without
in
men? Can
creating
women
life,
create life
though.
without men?
yes,
Okay, without a sperm? Without sperm?
He
yes.
How
just
so?
said, in
How
other
so?
words, that God is a female. Like if
Without
he
sperm
can't
is
be man,
crazy
he has
because
to be
Okay,
a
they
hold
female.
on.
literally need sperm.
Tara, can I ask you something?
Parthenogenesis.
Tara, can I ask you something, please?
Yeah, but
You don't
that's
believe in
very
God,
rare
so how can you
cases.
take
In
Genesis' word for
normal
it if you don't believe
cases,
in God?
normal.
Oh my God. You don't know what parthenogenesis is. Go look it up.
I said
Bro,
in
that
normal
wasn't even
cases,
Not
a thing
parthenogenesis
back in
you.
isn't very common.
when
That's
the
what I'm
Earth
trying to
fucking
say.
began. So that's something that scientists came up nowadays. So if you take all that shit, throw it out the window because it wasn't even fucking created. Okay, they were worried about fucking mashing corn and shit, and you talking about photo whatever. That shit wasn't even a thought. That niggas fucking
So
smashing corn.
calm down. So here's the thing. Parthenogenesis, if you look at the word, the breakdown of it, is literally virgin birth, right? So you can say you're not familiar with it, but you know the story of the virgin birth for Mary, then you're very familiar with parthenogenesis.
Okay, I have a question then. How can you take the you're talking about the Bible, correct?
No,
How can you take the
So
no.
word
you're
of the
talking about the
Bible if you don't
Bible.
believe in the
No,
God in the
hold up.
Bible?
You're talking about the Bible because
So
you
what book,
can't.
what book are you
You
talking
can't.
about?
Hold up. Calm down. You can't think outside of the Bible. That's why you're talking about the Bible.
Okay, may I ask what your definition of a female is then? What would you consider a female to be?
No, because that's ridiculous. You're not
How
even
is that
saying
ridiculous?
anything.
How is that ridiculous? You can't tell me what a female is? But you're claiming that God is a female, so what is a female?
Y'all are women too.
And you're gonna
So
say I'm crazy, but you just can't explain it because
Do you
your
not know what a
logic makes no
female
sense.
is?
y'all birth
You
y'all
I
are
y'all
do.
come
I'm
from
asking
that.
what you consider a
Y'all
female.
come
I know
from
what
God.
I know what a
So
female is.
what is a female? That's all she.
Large gametes is a female. Next.
What's a female? That doesn't explain it. What's a female? What makes a female?
A living thing, animal
Liz,
with
stop.
large
She think
gametes.
Liz.
Yeah, ain't
A
no
living
point
thing.
worrying.
A
Ain't
living
no
thing
point.
is God a
Chill.
living
Well,
thing.
hold up. All
Don't
right,
do that.
right. I'm gonna give you a lab. Because I got some other people in the queue. Here's the thing. Like, there's no point. Oh, they must have dropped out. There's no point because it's just rapid fire, right? It's gonna be constant cognitive dissonance. It's like this don't apply. This apply. What about this? What about this? What about this? It's just you want confirmation in what you already believe.
But how? It's a valid question. Like, what
I
do
was
you think
just
a
going
female
to.
is?
We're not answering that question. We're moving on. So what I wanted to say
Here's
too
the
is
thing.
that
Well,
it's
here's the
being
thing.
rolled
In
back.
Buddhist culture, what's it called? Males.
Why can't nobody hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay, is my mic
No,
on?
we hear you just fine.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. But I wanted to say that it's rolling backwards. So if you understand that in nature, evolution is going backwards and less Y chromosomes are being put out there, that's letting you know that naturally, nature is deciding that that's not the way to go. So just like women started producing males and there was a division and it was going in one direction, nature has put the fucking brakes on that and put that shit in fucking reverse. And now it's going down and there's going to be less and less male babies until we correct it as a species. We're not correcting it. So you guys can say what you want. The numbers are there, and it's going to work on you without your permission. So
Okay,
that's how
so
belief works. I'm
so
still
you
fucking talking.
okay.
Go on mute before you get dropped. So
Can
what
I?
I'm saying is you don't have an option. When I'm telling you don't have an option, is that things are going to work on you, meaning nature is going to do what it wants, and your beliefs don't matter. You can't be like, I don't believe that nature. It won't be happening to me. You're going to happen no matter what. Male babies are going to keep coming out less and less and less every fucking year. It's not asking your permission. It's just going to fucking happen. So if men don't stop unaliving women, the creators of this, nature going to keep saying, these women, we don't have enough women out here. So we
I
have
think
to
it's
do
too
something.
late. I think it's too late for them though, because I ain't gonna lie.
That shit is it's already in reverse. The nature was like, you killing off the creators? That's not how we're going to survive. Y'all not respecting the creators of life? Well, y'all will have to go, and we're not going to make anymore.
What the heck?
That's what's happening.
Okay.
Ooh,
Tara,
thank you for the
can
heart.
I ask you something?
Yeah, a lot of people, if y'all ever look under a microscope, compare an X chromosome to a Y chromosome, the size is fucking crazy. The size difference. But y'all go ahead.
Tara, can I ask you a question now, please?
Go ahead.
So I'm just trying to get an understanding of what you believe. Okay, you were telling me that because women give birth to men, correct? Right? Because they give birth to men in the mitochondrial. Yes, that is actually true. I hope you guys know that. It is inherited. That's DNA. It has different DNA than the chromosome. It is inherited from the mother. Yeah, right? You were saying because of that, God has to only be female because of that, right? Because they be giving birth to the male, right? Was that your point?
I'm trying to just go ahead and ask the question.
So my question is like, yes, for humans and for a lot of other animals, women give birth,
Thanks, Liz.
their womb makes the other person, right?
Makes the other person.
Taking off my jersey.
Can I ask you something, Dark Horse? And I'm trying to be respectful.
Hold up. Go ahead and
Okay.
finish your question. Oh, I guess you got somebody on the line. Go ahead, ma'am. What you want to say?
Okay, so with your belief,
Hold up. There go emoji. I'd rather answer this question.
Okay.
What you saying, sir?
So what I was trying to ask, because I was getting confused because everyone started talking all at once. I completely lost track of where everyone was, because at first we were all talking one at a time. Then it just turned into a big shit show where everyone was talking all at once. Like I couldn't even really ask, so I had to wait the whole time until just now. So what I was trying to ask was, because I thought what you were telling me is that because you think that human like women, human women and a lot of other species, the women gives birth, they create life in that way. But I was asking what the other species.
No, man, come on now. That's crazy.
But those species too, and there's countless others, where it's like it's backwards, it's like flip flopped,
Hold on. What species is it backwards? What? All right, go ahead, cat lady, because he all over the place.
Yeah. So and I'm not trying to argue. Like I don't want to like.
But you definitely trying to argue. Go ahead. You definitely trying to argue.
Okay, with your claim that the male birth rate is declining, why do you just consider it to be why do you consider that to be?
Okay, first of all, I didn't make that claim, but that's actually a fact. The Y chromosome. Man, hold up. If you ask a question and then interrupt me while I'm talking, that's why I say you just want to argue. Because you don't even care about the answer. You already about to hop on it.
You do the same thing though.
No. I didn't ask you a question and wait for the answer. I interrupted you. There's a difference. I never said I don't like to argue. I'm on TikTok to argue. You the one claim you wasn't arguing.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, when it comes to the Y chromosome, it is going extinct. Like that's like at this point, it should be common knowledge.
It's on a
Yes.
decline, but it's not
My
going
question is
extinct.
why you think that is.
Because the X is taking it out. Like the X is the more dominant. So if you look at like you have dominant. What is it called? What's that little fucking square thing called?
Dominant recessive. What you talking about?
Yeah, dominant and recessive genes or whatever. The X is the dominant. The Y is the recessive.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you were saying earlier about like nature, saying that like we need more women and stuff like that, would that
Thank you,
be from
Lee.
your
It's the Punnett square. Thank you, because I'd have been struggling over here.
so would you say that?
I think it's too many people. You said a lot of stuff I didn't say. That's why I was a little confused.
No,
I
you
didn't
said
say
something,
some of the stuff.
I'm clarifying. You said something about nature and with like the decline of the male chromosome. So I'm asking, like, what you think that from like your belief, like why that is.
Why is my belief on that finding? Like I didn't do the studies. I'm just stating the information.
Yes, and you said something about nature,
No,
right?
I just told you. I just told you why. Dark
But
Horse
you
just
said
told
something
you
about
why.
nature, right?
No. You all over the place, man. What are you trying to say?
No, I'm talking. You mentioned something about the decline of the male chromosome, and then you referred to something about nature, like knowing that there need to be like
nature
more
taking
women.
the men out? Is that
Yeah.
what you're talking about? Nature taking the men out?
Yeah.
Because the men are destroying the earth, and because like the imbalance that we have on the planet now is the reason why it's not sustainable for a lot of people to live.
Yeah.
Like,
So my question is, where do you get your belief from then? Like that's a belief.
you don't. Here's the problem, man. Belief. I'm not stating any beliefs. I'm stating the facts.
But you're saying that nature's trying to take out.
You know what a
Get
belief
the
is?
facts from.
You go look it up. What the fuck? Like I
But
said,
how
it
you
should be
think-
common knowledge at this point.
But how are you going to say that nature is taking out men because we need more women? Like how do you?
No.
get that?
I never said that. Again, I never said we needed more women. If anything, I'm saying we need less people. But
That
the
was
fact that,
confusing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. She confused and all over the place.
Okay, I think I'm starting to kind of get the way this whole thing's gonna go. No matter what any of us say, you guys are all gonna.
No. You never defended your question. No. That's not what the case was. Like we already had a whole separate conversation. She's asking me questions based on things I did not say. So how can I give her a follow up to something I did not say? That does not make sense. So now you're like, oh, it's going some type of way. Like, sir, do you want to ask your question from earlier? No.
I did, but it just
No, it
seemed
cut
like
out.
you.
It cut out. What are you talking about?
Oh,
You went on teacup like four times.
You
on
did
Teacup
it again. Sir, we
let
can't
mom
hear
speak.
you.
You going on teacup and then talking to us crazy.
app?
can I speak? Can I ask the question?
No, sir.
We
Listen what I'm
want you to,
saying.
but
You're not
you can't leave
listening.
the app and
Because
talk.
you keep leaving that app, you thinking somebody cutting you off, and we can't hear you, sir.
Oh,
My gosh, you're doing it again. Stop.
They getting
Okay.
on you, bro. Just sit
You
it out,
can't
man.
leave
Just
the
sit it
app
out.
and talk. Like if you're not on the screen, we can't see or hear you. If you keep going somewhere else to try to read this question, you have
Hold
to
up.
stay here.
It kind of sounds like you're like under a fucking bed or like.
No, I heard it fine. I heard it just fine. So, Emoji, can you say what you got to say without leaving the app? Because nobody's trying to cut you off. You cut
Okay.
yourself off.
What I was trying to say is sea slugs, well, not sea slugs, sea dragons, and like male seahorses, for example. It's the flip-flop. It's flip-flopped. The males give birth, right? They're the ones who hold in the eggs and all that. It's the other way around, you know? The
My
girls
fucking
act as
God.
like almost like, yo, can you let me speak? Like for real.
You do need to go back to the other
Now, hold
screen.
up,
He
real
do
quick.
need the other screen though, because he wrong. So he do need to go
Yo,
back.
look
to
it
the
up.
other.
Okay,
hold up,
if you want to say I'm wrong,
Sir, calm down. Sir, the female seahorse implants the embryo, the embryo inside of the male's pouch. He's not creating that life. He's carrying the embryo.
okay, what about sea dragons?
Fucking dummy.
Nigga, what?
There's multiple. It's not. You act like there's one species that does
This
that.
is
There's
what I'm
multiple.
talking about. Y'all don't go hard. Listen, y'all got a bullshit ass religion, and y'all told the magical pin in the sky, fucking creating people out of fucking salt and dirt and shit. You're like, oh, that makes sense. But let us say that creation comes from females, and you now all of a sudden you give a fuck about seahorses. Y'all niggas is crazy.
I
You waited 20 minutes for this. We asked him 19 times to come with this dumb fucking point. I knew we should have fucking skipped it. This is what I'm talking about. Back and forth. You asked him like a lot of times. I'm so disappointed. But I wanted to defend my point about what Caddy said, because people who believe are the ones who are hell-bent on having a why and hell-bent on having a reason. I saw you come off of mute. Don't fucking talk. What
But
I'm
it's not
saying
just a
is
why, though, of course. They got to have an answer for
they
everything.
have right, they have to have a why. And I keep telling you that nature is going to act on you without a why, without a belief. It's just the fact that the Y chromosome is deteriorating. The numbers are going down. It doesn't matter why. That's what we're saying. So if it's a fact, it's a fact. Your whys and beliefs are all supposition.
But
So
It
is
doesn't make
it
sense.
goes up and down. Within
God
history,
only a
it goes
female?
up
Is
and
that
down.
a fact? Is that a fact? Okay, Doc Russ. If we're, because is that your subception? Because it seems like you go on mute every time. Because the main claim is God can
I
only
already
be
said I
female.
don't
You're going
believe
to
in
need to be
God.
respectful, sir.
But I did tell him I don't believe in God, but I think it was too many people talking. I answered that before, is that I don't believe in God. So I'm saying for the people who are making the claim about God being a man, I'm just here to refute that because it doesn't make logical sense if you line it up with nature.
But
That
so
is
you're
not
believing
debatable.
that.
You
She
understand?
doesn't
It's
have to
debatable.
believe in God to know that a God with no genitalia could not be binary. It would
Okay,
have
so
to
if I
be
said
they
there's a
and
Hold
them.
on. Mom just got up here. Let her ask without interrupting. Go on mute.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist or a theist to say that a God that is no genitalia is non-binary. It has to be they and them. It doesn't have a
Thank
penis.
you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
what's
Let her
wrong?
answer. Let her talk.
But this is the
That's all
thing.
she had to
If
say.
Jesus, nope, that's not all I had to say. If Jesus is God and Jesus was born of a woman with no other human DNA, only a woman's DNA, it's impossible that Jesus was a man because who passed down the Y chromosome? Oh,
I think that's the problem. You're constricting God to not be able to do those things. You don't believe in a God, so you won't believe that he can do those things. You know what I'm saying?
Now we a magician. That's what I'm talking about. Leave the beliefs
Okay,
alone. Y'all
okay,
embarrassing me.
so you think it's crazy to believe things. Wouldn't it be crazy not to? Like, what do you believe in then? How did the world come to
What
be?
I
Like,
can,
why are
what
you
I can
alive?
see, touch,
no.
replicate, what can be studied, what can be proven. That's what I
Exactly.
believe in.
You
What can be
cannot prove
proven.
that
Do you want
Jesus
us
The
walked
to
on
problem
the
open?
earth
is,
as
hold
a
up.
female.
But at the
There
end of
How
the
do you
day,
prove
We're
that
hold
God
proven
is
up.
that
not
God
real?
can only be
Y'all.
female.
Hold up, y'all. At the end of the day, ma'am, your prefrontal cortex is fucked up. Like, it's fucked up.
And now we go to the insults. Once
No. It's
Yeah,
not an
nah,
insult.
it is.
It's not
It
an
is.
No.
Because
insult.
I have not one shitted on any
Hold up.
female.
Y'all keep interrupting. It's not an insult. It's facts. Fundamentalism literally damages the prefrontal cortex. Like, you're not able to, like, your ability to critically
taking
think.
an MRI of
So,
the
so
brain.
your
Who's still
frontal cortex is
interrupting?
damaged, is what
Can
you're
y'all
saying.
relax? She not even done.
Y'all interrupting. I'm gonna just drop y'all asses. What the fuck? I was talking. Fundamentalism damages your
Fundamentalism.
All right, get him out of here. Pack him up.
I don't give a fuck, sir. It's what the fuck I say it is. You know what the hell I'm talking about. But this doctrine, this indoctrination, this type of thought process, just feeding someone information, they just supposed to regurgitate it. And you're not taking the time to critically think, to practice. Like, it's like your brain's like a fucking muscle. You're not activating part of it. It causes damage to the prefrontal cortex. It's literally a fucking delay. It's like, your connections, the fucking neurons in your brain are not connecting the way they need to connect. That's not an insult, and that's the problem. It gotta be an insult because it's fucking facts. The
It's
reality
muscle
is
atrophy. It's atrophy. If you don't use
Okay,
the
but
muscle,
how
it
can
will
you claim that
atrophy.
my brain is deteriorating and messed up? Like you said, I have
It's
a
atrophy.
fucked up
You
prefrontal cortex. Like text.
you
Like that's
said
not
that we're
innocent.
not humans when like you said humans are not animals. Humans are animals.
I
We're
said
literally
humans are not
you
equal to
said
animals.
we are equal to animals. We function the same exact way because
We're
we
not
are
equal though.
animals. We are
We
equal because
function
we're
the
both
same, but we're not
animals. That's what
equal.
she's talking about. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Humans are equal to animals. The same way a mammal in the sea gives birth and breastfeeds their child, a woman on earth breastfeeds her child because we're
Okay.
mammals in the same category in the animal kingdom. You have a superiority complex and think because you can talk, you're better than the next animal. But animals communicate in their own language all the time. Like what is not clicking? Is it
Okay,
not
so
clocking to you that I'm standing on business? Like
no. I'm just
you
okay.
want
I
to
have a question.
argue facts right now with
I have
your
a question.
belief system.
So if a human is equal to an animal, would you put an animal on a leash, a human on a leash? Would you put a human
Yeah,
in a
I put
cage?
my son on a backpack leash all the time because he'll run into the street if I don't. Like, what are we talking about? Yes.
Okay, but okay,
Before you
let's
train
say
them,
not a puppy,
you
not a
have to put them
puppy,
on a leash.
an adult dog, like an adult dog, like a mature dog. Would you put a mature
A
dog
lot
on a
of people
leash?
who properly train their adult dogs don't have to put them on
But
leashes because they're trained.
people put humans on leashes. We feed them on the
I do
floor.
put
Like
my
there's
children on
difference. We're
leashes.
not equal in a sense.
Okay, so let me tell you how equal we are. Humans are like baby animals are all the same. Puppies shit around your house. Guess what? I done stepped in poop in my shit too. Kids have to be potty trained the same way a dog has to be potty trained. You have to sit them on the toilet. When you have a puppy, you say, okay, I'm gonna give you water and food, and then 15 minutes I'm gonna take them outside. And you do that over and over again until they learn how to shit outside your house. With a child, you say, okay, I'm gonna give you water and food. I'm gonna put your ass on the toilet every 15 minutes until your ass stop pissing in the diaper or peeing on yourself, and you learn how to use the toilet. It's the same shit. We aren't
Okay,
born with functionality.
you're not a cannibal, right? You eat? Are you vegan?
Lord.
Girl, what?
You know, it's
Hold up, y'all.
You're saying humans
Hold
and
up,
animals.
hold up.
May I
Hold up
speak?
for a
I was
second.
talking. May I talk?
Hold up.
You're saying
Go ahead.
humans.
Hold up, real quick. Let me get everybody in conversation. Go ahead, Jay-Z.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. What's going on?
I'm all right. I was listening to you guys. I was wondering. I see some of y'all say I don't believe in God. I was wondering, do you guys know history, like all the way through from way, way, way back before
Just
the
make your
Bible and
point,
all that
sir.
kind of stuff?
Just make
Oh,
your point,
well,
sir.
I was saying that back in the days, people, we are animals. If you watch the interview with Coco from back in the days in the 80s, they teach Coco how to speak, and they ask her what she believe in. She says she is nature. She is nature. She don't believe in God. That's what an animal said to a human being. You understand? So basically, what I'm trying to say, there is no God. I don't know how y'all say who said they believe in whatever, but if you research, a simple research will tell you there is no God. And the Bible is written by man. You understand? For you to believe in something that's ludicrous that you have no proof of and you can't prove. You know?
Can I ask you something?
That's what
You're basing your
what's up?
evidence on a talking chimp?
Yeah, it's not a chimp. It's a gorilla. They teach her how to do sign language back in the 80s. And it was Robin Williams. I don't know if you guys remember Robin Williams back in the days. They did an interview with her. It's on YouTube. You can go watch it. Just watch Coco's final interview, and they ask her questions about what she before she died, what she's afraid of. What she said, she's not afraid of nothing. She's nature. She's going back to nature. You understand? If there was a God, these animals would know who God is. That would be the proof of God right there when you teach the animal how to talk. Right. They would tell you who God
Nobody would
is.
know what God is unless humans made God. God didn't make humans. If
No,
you
but
never learned
Hold
it,
up.
you
I
wouldn't
think
know
you're
what
missing
it
a
is.
point. Hold on, real quick, because the idea is that like we have this tendency of thinking, that's to go to like what I'm talking about, humans and the ego, right? Because we think that we're the only one with consciousness or understanding, but other animals, given the opportunity that they can communicate with us, they also have their own knowledge. So
Yes,
like it
and
makes
That's
sense.
what I was
also too.
explaining to her, Tara. I was literally telling her, like, animals do communicate, they just don't speak English. And so for you to think that because we can talk and we have these different functions and our own ethical code that we're better than animals or we're not equal to animals is crazy because we are animals. And then her point about, God, why God is a he. God is a he because of misogyny. Most men would not follow this religion if Jesus was a girl, which is what I'm explaining to you. Scientifically, Jesus would have to be a girl because his human DNA came from a woman. So nobody could pass down a Y chromosome to him. He would have been an XX coming from a woman through parthenogenesis because there was no second partner. That's what I tried to explain. And then she's like, well, you think God can't do it? No, I know science is real and we can see science, but I don't know God is real. I've never seen him. So that's what I'm explaining. Jesus had to be a girl. So if Jesus is God, then God is a woman. Like, what are we talking?
But that's why she has to think that because the religion, the God is all a hierarchy. So in order for us to have something above us, we have to accept the things below us, right? So it's like, oh, all the animals, it can't be like we have different traits that we evolved over time. It's like, no, these animals was created by God for us. Like they're not the same as us. We're different. We're the special ones. And that's problematic in itself because that's what patriarchal thinking is. It disconnects us from nature.
Miss Dark Horse, can I say something on that? I don't want to interrupt you, so I'm just making sure I can say something in here. I'm not saying that animals should not be treated with respect. I'm saying that animals, in a sense, like, yes, they can communicate, of course, and I'm not like, but we eat animals, correct? Humans are not supposed to eat humans, but we eat animals. And
Animals,
I
hold
feel,
up. You
may I
do
finish
know
that?
that been hold up. You do know as humans have been eaten by other animals, right? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, animals eat humans, but
Yeah, no,
we
no,
eat
no.
animals, but
Hold
we
up.
don't eat humans.
Hold up, real quick. There are humans who eat other humans. Europeans got a long history of eating humans.
Okay,
They
and
ate
so
the
is it
fucking
more
no, no,
morally
no.
correct
Hold
to
up, pause for a second. They ate the fucking mummies. Them fucking lynch mobs they had in the U.S. They was eating them people. So no, what you're saying don't apply. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but
You're
we
coming to
eat
hold
animals
up,
today, and that's morally
pause.
correct.
You gotta pause. This is why you talk and you're not listening. You don't have to agree with me, but you want to talk over, not listen. You want to put humans in this special category, but because you're trying to fit into that category so bad, that cognitive dissonance is kicking your ass, and you're not making a lot of sense. Anything you talk about, any humans doing anything with eating, it can apply to other animals too. There are humans who eat other humans. There are humans who eat other animals. There are animals who eat other the same species. There are animals who will eat a fucking human. It's not giving what you think is giving.
There's vegan animals. Some animals don't eat meat at all. The
That's called
fact
an
that
herbivore. What
yeah,
does
the
that
fact
mean?
that
So what does it
humans
matter?
eat both.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay, do you eat
it's
meat?
not a good point.
Do you eat
Hell
animals?
yeah, I eat meat.
Okay,
Hell
do you
yeah.
think it's okay to eat humans? So then why do you think it's okay to eat animals?
You don't
Why
want
do you think
to
it's
answer
okay
to
to eat
that.
animals?
If it came down to it, humans would revert to eating humans because if it came down to no animals and we had to survive, a lot of humans would start becoming cannibalists. Like they would start eating other humans because they would need to survive. You realize that, right? The only reason why we don't do it is because we have the ability to go outside and just capture another animal and then take that smaller animal because we feel dominant to it because these animals are being treated poorly just for you to get a fried chicken leg. But in reality, if we had no more chickens, humans that needed meat would start eating other humans.
Summer.
Honestly, I
Summer,
feel
what the
like
fuck?
You got
I'm just gonna finish off here.
that's it, something.
I'm just gonna say
First
this
of
last
all,
thing. I'm
Summer,
gonna say
that
this
You
was
see
last
what
thing.
Summer
Summer
was
was
a bar.
I'm gonna
That
say
was
this
a
last
bar,
thing and then I'm gonna
Summer.
get off. I'm gonna say this last thing and I'm gonna get off. I understand that you guys are not religious and that is 100% your choice and that is fine. I am gonna pray for you guys. I mean, if your
Please
opinions
don't.
don't
I
No,
don't
hold
change.
consent to your
up, hold
prayer.
up, hold up.
Um,
I'ma pray for you to the devil. I worship the devil, and I'm gonna tell the devil to shout out to watch
so if you
over
believe in
you
the
and your
devil, you must believe in
family.
God.
I'm gonna tell no,
Can,
I
can,
got you. Tell the devil to watch over your family. I'm gonna tell the devil to like follow you around,
See how I'm
and I'm
not
gonna
taking
pray for
bad
you
to you and
too,
you're wishing
ma'am.
bad on me. That
You
explains a
got it.
lot. I'm
Yeah,
religious. You're
I'm gonna do the same thing you gonna do. I'm gonna pray for you too. I'm gonna pray for your life. That the
for good or
devil
bad.
is
I'm not praying
all
bad on
aspects
you.
of your life, ma'am.
I'm not
So
praying
we
bad on
we
For
can
you.
do
any
the
of us.
same thing.
I'm not praying bad
You
on
don't
you.
value consent. You don't value consent. I don't consent to you praying for me. I don't know you. I don't know what the fuck you really believe in. You could say God, and that could be literally
Okay, but I'm
4,600
not. I
different
don't have any
gods.
bad intent.
So I
She's
don't
talking about the
consent to
devil. The
you
devil is
praying for me.
obviously bad.
I don't give a fuck who you pray to. I don't consent to you praying for me.
Okay, cool. You
No,
don't
since
have
we
to.
just praying to
Okay.
There's
whoever,
obviously some
I'm gonna
spiritual
pray for
Because you
warfare,
you
gonna come up
and
here
too.
and say
No,
you
God
you
praying for
got
can.
it. I'm gonna
people.
pray for you too. You got
Don't pray
it.
for
You can
me.
do that. You
Keep
can do
that
that.
shit.
God bless you guys. I hope your hearts
No,
have like
God
a
ain't
change.
blessing me.
But
Keep that shit on your side. This the same God who left my
Hold on. You
ancestors in
gotta wait.
slavery. The same God who left my ancestors in slavery. I feel like that's a threat that you're finna go pray for me. Please don't pray for me.
No, but the prayer can go any way. Is my whole point. If you go pray to your evil ass God, I'm gonna find one to pray for you too. Like, what are you saying? But anyways, go ahead, blue collar.
All right, thank you. That's Baltimore right there. I hear that accent too. But anyway, hey, listen, I think this right. So I was talking to this guy, right, and he wasn't religious, but he was spiritual, right? And he told me I used to ride in his Uber and everything. Now, I mean, he said your mother and your father are the closest beings to God that you will come to.
All right.
That makes sense. But hold on, right? So he's saying, I guess he was saying that both life forms are considered gods because the man plants the seed and the woman brings forth the light. The woman is the vehicle, you know what I mean, after the man plants the seed. And that's something that stuck out to
Can I
me.
give you some advice though?
What's up?
I don't just listen. I'm gonna debunk your shit anyway. But here's the thing:
Why you
Don't
gonna do
start your
my shit?
hold up, pause real quick. Sir, don't start your point off with saying the Uber driver, sir. Like, what the fuck? Seriously, the Uber driver, sir? Like, why you ain't just say what you thought?
I mean, what's wrong with being an Uber driver?
Ain't nothing wrong with being an Uber driver, but like all types of people drive Uber, sir. Like that's
Yeah,
like,
I said he was a spiritual person, and I was just saying, like,
sir,
what's up?
come on, sir.
What? What are you talking about? What's up?
The guy at McDonald's was a spiritual person too. Like, what is you saying?
No, the guy was a spiritual person. He was his knowledge was deep, and he had a lot of insight. You know what
You
I'm
like
saying?
that was your friend. Your friend told you some shit. All right. But no, it's not
He
equal.
said
Mother
that
and
shit.
father not equal. It's not equal.
All
Your
right, so listen,
your mother.
so another
Hold up,
thing,
sir.
another
Hold
thing
up,
that
sir.
you told me.
Your
Just cut me
mother
off, though.
created you, not your father.
What?
Your mother created you, not your father.
How was
Can I
that?
give an analogy to him, Tara, right quick?
Oh, go ahead.
If you go plant a tree right now, does that tree still belong to you, or once it grows, does it belong to the earth? Would you be fine if you go back?
It belongs to the me and the earth because with that.
Okay.
Hold on,
So
you asked me
your
a question.
answer
Can I
is it
answer it?
belongs to you and the
May I
earth, and
answer
this
the
is a
question?
follow-up question. If you go
Because
try to cut down that tree, can you be fined by the government for trying to cut down the tree that's now planted in earth?
yo, come on, man. You said that the tree belonged to me or the earth. If the tree is on my
You said it
property,
belonged to both of y'all. So my
these
question
niggas
tree
think
is
they
on my
own
property, I can
everything.
cut
That's
down the
not gonna
tree all I
work.
want.
Hold up, Mom. That's not gonna work because these niggas think they own everything. But here's the
If,
thing.
if,
Hold
if
up,
the
sir.
tree
Hold
is
up,
bearing
sir.
How he
fruit,
didn't get
Hold up,
that?
if the
sir.
tree bears fruit,
Sir.
I can go pick the fruit, right?
Sir, no, hold up. We
No,
gonna
because trees are legally protected. Trees are
No,
legally protected by the government. You
What are
can't
you
just go do
talking
whatever
about,
you want
man?
with
no,
trees.
we want
Are
to
you
move away
serious?
from the tree. He not gonna get it. But hold up.
Okay.
You want to know? You want to
Trees
know
are
how you
legally
come?
protected.
Sir, what the fuck?
The trees are legally
You want to
protected.
know how you come from your mother, not your father?
I
Who
came from
you
my
don't,
father
sir?
first.
Sir,
My mother was the vehicle to bring forth light.
no, sir, sir,
Came from
your
my
mother,
father first.
sir, your father
I
ain't
was a,
did shit.
I was an entity in my father's testicles before I entered the
What the
womb,
fuck? You was
right?
an entity, nigga. Y'all don't know nothing about a human egg and fucking sperm, sir. Like an
Your sperm is
entity, an entity. You one of them people who think that sperm is
It's alive.
fucking
Sperm is
seed.
alive. Sperm is
no,
a living
no, it's
organism, right?
not.
Isn't the sperm a living organism?
No, but Tara, I think you don't realize this. When a woman carries a baby, if that baby is a girl, that woman is now holding her grandchildren. Okay, because the eggs are in the female body at birth. We're
That woman is
born
now
with our
holding
eggs.
our
Your
dear
sperm
grandchildren.
regenerates.
Where does the
Sperm
possession come
regenerates
in at?
every.
Where does the possession of life come in at?
Listen.
Sir,
When a
calm
woman carries
down.
a female baby, an XX baby, the baby is born with all of their eggs. Your sperm regenerates every 90 days. You were not born with sperm. A baby cannot ejaculate. Like, what are we talking about? But a woman is born with her eggs. Mitochondrial DNA from the mother goes back way further because all humans can be traced to one woman on Earth, but no man can go back that far. That's what we're explaining to you.
Hey, listen, but where does the possession rights come in at when a child is brought forth? Like, who's to say it's mine and yours?
Hold up, sir. Hold up, sir. If you
It's
don't,
like
hold up, real quick, no, because you're not even on topic no more. What's up, Fredo?
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm just curious because you guys said that we're just like animals.
Hold up, real quick. What's up, Amani?
What's up?
How you doing? You want to comment
I'm
on the
good.
phone?
Yeah, I'm just I got kind of thrown off about the argument y'all was having when I came in, but can y'all
What
explain to
argument,
me
sir?
about y'all was talking about eggs and sperm and sperm is not a seed and basically what it sounded like to me was y'all saying women can have kids.
Nope. All right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this shit up. Yeah, now y'all niggas don't never want to stay on topic. All right, we can have y'all niggas ain't got seeds shit later. Like, no, what the fuck? Like, y'all hear certain shit and y'all just get stuck on it. Men ain't got no goddamn seed, and y'all don't create life. Y'all niggas got womb envy real bad, and I'm not for your shit. I'm not for your shit. But anyways, I don't care about y'all. I don't care if you was asking a question. The fuck? I'm reclaiming my goddamn time. Go read some shit. The fuck? But no, don't request up. This shit is done. We done. We out of here. You wasn't talking about shit, Fredo. No, you're not wasting my motherfucking time. I'm out of here, y'all. Maybe I'll catch y'all later. If you want to hear the playback or you want to hear how stupid you sounded, go watch the YouTube.